Okay, and then I'm gonna go live on my Instagram, and we should be straight.
All righty.
All right. Actually, let me just move this out so I don't get distracted. Actually, I should keep that up because people leave comments.
Right.
Because I won't be responding to the other ones. Whatever. I guess we'll wait for some people to come in, Chuck,
Okay.
and then we can talk about this great weekend that we had.
And you know what? It's crazy, Allison. We've been talking. Me and you've been talking for almost 5 years now, and that was the first time we physically were in the same space.
Yeah. Um, we know, just knowing a lot of the same people, like you know what I mean. So it's bugged
It's
out.
like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, and you could probably do the Kevin Bacon. I'm sure you know somebody who knows somebody who knows Kevin Bacon who probably knows me. You know, it's all. I tell people all the time, our age group in this tri-state area, basically everybody knows everybody. Oh, I know him.
Hmm.
Oh, my man knows him. Oh, my cousin used to be with him. So I mean, that's just the way it is. Where in New York, you could go your whole life and not know somebody from Harlem,
Hmm.
or Brooklyn. And Philly, you could live in, Camden. Well, yeah, I know more people in Camden than I probably know in South Philly. You know what I mean? And Camden's in another state. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because I had an aversion to South Philly. So I knew I was going, I had more Camden folks and an
So now,
aversion to South Philly. Still a little kind of allergic to South Philly, a little bit.
so I'm not going to South. We got we got our girl Jules is in the place. She said,
Yeah,
"Hiya,
that's my
lad."
homie. That's my homie right there. I always check on him. If he checks on me,
Ooh.
appreciate it. That's the homie right there. One day we're gonna get you on, Jules, because I want to talk to you.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to get home. Um, yeah, Jules. We don't have Hollis today. He's DJing. He's he got some gig.
It's him, David Hasselhoff,
Yeah,
and whoever's big in Berlin right now is with Hollis. Right now.
he he's sprechen Sie Deutsch. He's over there sprechen.
All right,
Pause.
well let's get into it. Let's get into our weekend, what we did. And it was a momentous occasion.
Hmm. Yeah. Um. Oh, just say Jules says let her know.
Okay, definitely.
Okay.
Gotta get
Yeah,
you on.
Jules.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. She
I
said let.
mentioned that before. Yeah, I mentioned that before. We gotta get her on. I like Jules.
Yeah, yeah. That's our people. Um. But what did she say? Todd Terry opened a bar in Liverpool.
Oh.
What's up with my sound? These headphones stink. But anyway, um, so me and Chuck this weekend we went to Parkside, Philadelphia, um, specifically 49th and Parkside, and it's the Container Village, Fourth District Container Village, and they had a dope event. Um, they were honoring Philadelphia hip hop legends. Chuck, you want to tell them who was there?
There was the legendary and iconic Schoolie D, which is
Hmm.
Philly royalty. Another Philly royalty MC was EST. We're gonna get to some of the knowledge he dropped on us.
Hmm.
There was the icon Lil Rodney C, who was probably the highlight of my weekend meeting.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, sucker nigga, whoever that's him. I
Yeah.
mean, you know what I mean? When you think of Rodney C, hey, sucker nigga, whoever you are, come on, man.
Woo.
We got the bill with him. It was Mimi Brown, the legendary from WDAS in Philly, was also honored. Lady B was honored, but she wasn't there, so they had somebody accept a award for her. But she was there in spirit because Lady B is Philly. But those were some of the people that were there, and then we were there. And we're not super celebrities, but people know us.
People know us.
You know me. You know me.
And
You know what I mean? So
Chuck had on his patent leathers. His his patent leather Adidas.
the patent leather tens, as we used
Yeah,
to call them, patent leather tens, which is
he had,
Adidas top 10 Adidas.
yeah, he had the top tens on patent leather. Um, it's funny because my brother had those. I think
He said senior year. He said senior year.
no, I think he had them before then. Cause senior year for him was he graduated '88. He had them before then.
Oh well, yeah, they was
Yeah,
that might have been junior high then probably maybe because
he might have
they
had
was
them. He might have
because
had a
they were at
freshman
their
year.
yeah maybe first because they were at their peak. The patent was 85, 86.
Yeah.
That's when they were at their absolute. I mean the snakeskin ones. Remember the snakeskin ones? Those
Mhm.
you was that dude if you had the snakeskin patent leather Jones. You was like, oh he got money. You
Yo,
know what I mean? He
I
got
re-
money.
I remember the maroon ones and the white ones with those were nasty. Um,
So I wore those. So I knew he would appreciate it. I knew, and at that environment, I knew people. And there was another boy. The boy was THE had on some green patent leather ones.
hmm
So so he had well THE had some green patent leather. So he knew. We were there.
Yeah, that's some Philly stuff right there. um, but yeah, it's a great event. They're gonna be there. Matter of fact, do I still have the? Hold on. I hope I didn't put it away. So this weekend they got this
Oh, okay. A larger.
largest
Okay,
cypher.
Cypher. Who gonna be there? I didn't get that when I left. I didn't see that. Who's gonna be there?
No, I've had this for a couple. I
Oh,
had
okay.
this.
I thought they was giving those out when I was there because I didn't get one.
No, I had this for about a month. But I think it's on. So let's read this. The Hip Hop Foundation of Philadelphia is proud to announce an unprecedented cultural movement, a Guinness World Record attempt for the largest continuous hip hop cipher ever assembled, and
Ooh,
everyone is invited. On June 27, 2026, thousands of lyricists, MCs, spoken word artists, DJs, youth groups, and community performers will gather in a single, never ending cipher circle, a living monument to hip hop's purest expression, the cipher.
that's what's up.
So, um, shout out to my dude THE. Um, he runs this, the Hip Hop Foundation of Philadelphia. And, you know, Chuck, let's talk about just the venue. And number one, it's black owned and operated.
Yep.
And like they called it Wakanda. It was Wakanda up in
It
there.
was because when you think about it, it's just it's almost like it shouldn't be there where it is. It's almost like it should be someplace else because it's. I mean, it's you got you got the Platte or the Belmont Park, Fairmont Park right across the street, but it's just like here's this place that you would probably drive past without even giving it a second thought. But
hmm
then you look and it's just I mean, and you had pictures up on your live, and I posted videos of inside there. So anybody wants to check it out, you can go back to the Keep It Old School page or his page because we put up all kinds of stuff. But when you say it's just a beautiful existence in there. I mean, it was just I mean the perfume lady spot, man. It was just I mean it was FUBU. It was for us by us. It was for
What
us by us.
a, a matter of fact, it's so wild. I remember her name. It was Juanita Michelle. Remember that? That's
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Juanita
why did
Michelle.
yup.
So shout out to her. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? The clip I have of her was part of a bigger thing. I'm gonna chop that part up and
Yeah.
put it on my page and try to see if I can. I don't. I'll see if she's on Instagram, but definitely I want to
I think she
highlight.
said she was. I think yeah, because something and what she's doing there is, it's just you like to see stuff like that. I mean, you really like to see what she's doing there with the smell goods.
Yeah,
That's our thing. Our thing is the smell goods. That's how we roll. The smell goods.
she had a thing where you could take different fragrances and mix them up. And
and
so
make
like
your own.
and make your own, and then she had regular fragrances she was selling. Um, but yeah, definitely that was dope. But it was kind of a between the Hip Hop Foundation and then also it dealt with the city because they were giving citations. So
Curtis, I forget his name. Why can't I think of his name? He's fourth district, not city council, state representative, I believe.
no,
What's his
I
name?
think it's city councilman. I think he's councilman.
City councilman. Yeah.
Yeah,
And also, I can't forget why I forget. Joey was there. Too Tough was there. Too Tough from the Tough Crew, and the incomparable, the biggest Philly fan in the city, Monty G was there.
Monty
And
G.
all respect to Monty G, because that boy's it, like whenever Fox 29 has anything about a Philly fan, you gonna see Monty G.
They come and get
Whatever
Monty.
sport, hockey, whatever.
Yeah,
Let's get Monty G because he's gonna rep. Whatever the team is, if it's Philly, Monty got it on.
but
Whatever the team.
but yo, Chuck, this is what was comical. Monty G, he has like a motorized scooter. He got so hyped off of EST performing, he got out of the scooter.
He stood up. He,
He's
he stood up. I was like, okay, Monty, because for those, and that's the other thing we want to talk about. EST after he got his citation, he told the DJ J Rock, drop that beat and gave an impromptu performance. Just off the humble. It wasn't like they cut him a check or nothing. He just was like, hey, I'm going to do this for the love. Y'all love me, and I'm gonna do something for the love.
and that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. It was but let's talk about so we talked about a couple of the different containers. So if you know what like shipping containers are, on either side there's shipping containers, and each shipping container is a separate business. So like we had like you said the Muslim boy with with the oils. You had Juanita Michelle. Some of them were open or I didn't check later, but they're there during the week because I think we asked either
Yeah,
Juanita. Yeah.
they're open 8 to 8. And I think they open at 9. I think they
Hmm.
open up at 9 and they're there until maybe 5 or 6. But you can 49th and Parkside. Go through there and check them out, y'all. It's for us by us. Go through there and check them out.
Yeah.
And then whatever they have, it's a nice chill. And it wasn't too hot this weekend, so we was out there for the prospective podcast. Cotty Ranson, my man right here. They
Hmm.
did their thing, had the whole hookup.
Yeah. It was so the way that it's set up is like I said, when you come in, you got the containers on the side. In the middle, this time they had like seating, and then there were different vendors in the middle too. But they have a huge stage. They got like a jumbotron in the back, so there's visuals. They have like a green room behind the stage. They had a little outside like VIP lounge.
And then they
Um,
built in the juke joint too. The juke joint they built off to the side. If you know Sinners, you seen the movie Sinners, that little spot off, it looked like it was taken right out of Sinners because it's off to the side. You walk through this little path. They got a little hallway, not even a hallway, but just like a little vestibule where they got black art show. I mean, it's just a whole experience when you go there. I mean, it's just but that juke joint when it opens, I think that's gonna be the spot, especially like in the wintertime, that looks like it's gonna be the spot.
bro. And then I think the councilman, I think THE was telling me that once he was so impressed, even with that side, because they had that big grass field right there,
But
he's going to have his white party there, like the councilman.
see that?
So, like I said, there's plenty. Like I said, this weekend they got the world's largest cipher that they're doing, but there's going to be plenty more party. I know THE, and that dude don't stop, so he gonna be out there. Like
The
I
way
told
it
him,
look, go ahead.
no, I said I want to get a container because I'm gonna just move there. I'll be a guard
And
overnight.
the way it looks and the setup they have, they could rival the Del East as far as performances. Really, I mean, if the only thing is it's not that big, they would have to knock down a couple of to block off that whole. block there, but
Hmm.
I mean, it's a beautiful setting. It is. It's just a beautiful setting.
It's like it's dope because, like I said, it's outside. But once they get that other one fixed up, you can move some people in there.
Hmm.
Um, it was, obviously it's a spot they don't have a liquor license, but it's BYOB. Me, hey Chuck. Okay, Chuck, I'll let you
We
tell it.
already did.
Chuck, I'll let you tell it. Chuck, what happened? What happened?
So we wanted some libations, some adult beverages. We they didn't so he asked his man, he was like, yo, yeah, this a store. It's like you can walk. It's like a
Around the
block
corner.
away. Around the corner and a block away. And said, hey, let's go, let's walk. So we like, yeah, we walking. 25 minutes later, we wind up at the plaza. It's about it's 3 blocks that way and 2 blocks that way. So it's roughly 5 blocks that we walked. And that was more walking I had done. I can't remember how long that much walking. That's where we got our adult beverages.
Yeah.
So
It
so there so there's a market. If you can get you a truck or something and just set up right outside there with some adult beverages, get you a license, you can make a killing.
Yeah. It was yeah, they told us it's around the corner. It was around the corner. It
Some
wasn't
corners. It was around
it,
several corners.
it wasn't a New York City block. It wasn't a Philly City block, it was a New York City block.
Yes, it was. Yes, it
But
was. It
but
was a
yeah,
hike.
but if you drink, you can go get some drinks, get your cooler, and you can post up. It's and like I said, yo, Chuck, tell him about your fish sandwich.
Man, so I went up there, got me a fish sandwich, and you got to get a fish sandwich. I mean, if they're serving fish, it's mandatory as an African American. You have to get a fish sandwich. I think they check your ID. If you go up there, you order something, and it's not a fish sandwich, they're gonna be like, yo, this dude right here, he may not be a fish. You have to get in the fish sandwich. It was plenty of fish. The food was banging. I don't. I mean, even the hot sauce was on time. The hot sauce was on time. The catch, it was just, it was a beautiful thing going on there. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Um, so it was like I said, they were giving citations. There was some live performances. Um, the podcast that I do with my homeboys, Carter Ranks and my man BUG, we were kind of, and Chuck, me and Chuck was hanging all day. We were kind of in the corner. I think it's called it's called the DJ Lounge.
Right.
So, yeah, so we were in the corner, kind of away from people. But I remember this one sister kept on coming back. She's like, yo, y'all just chilling. Like, I like it back here. Y'all chilling. Like, it was like we were in the place to be, but we had our own little vibe going on. And
Sister said, this is where I need to be. Where
yeah,
y'all at? Because we had our own music going on. We had our libations. We had our adult beverages, and we wasn't stingy with it. You get a beer, and you get a
yeah.
beer, and you get a beer. If you was
Matter,
back there, come through, have a seat, grab a beer, chill. That's what we
matter,
was on.
matter of fact, when we were done, I mean, it was only a 12 pack of people coming back. I didn't, I don't care. Anybody have whatever they want. But we were finished. I was a little parched, and I wanted a beer, and somebody said, "Yo, I think Rodney C wrote off." I was like, "Good for Rodney," because I don't even think I offered him once. I feel bad. Like, yeah, go ahead, man, please. You know.
Oh, and that is see, the legendary Cornbread was there also. Graffiti right, one of the first graffiti writers in the nation is from Philly, and his name is Cornbread. Nas shouted, check the new Nas and Premier album out. He shouts him out. The guy who wrote on the Elephant, the guy who wrote on the Jacksons tour plane, Cornbread from Philly.
And his
Cool
homeboy that
Cone was
he
there. Cool Cone was there too. And Cool Cone got the ICP. And if you're from Philly and you're a certain age, when you saw ICP next to somebody's name, you knew, oh, he's serious. Because ICP was the real thing as far as graffiti writers.
and this is their this year. is their 55th anniversary. And so, so for the podcast, uh, we talk with Cornbread, we talk with Cone, we talk with Rob Schwartz. If Rob
Yeah.
Schwartz is big in music, he's got a distro fest coming up. I think it's this weekend in New
He
York.
said it was this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you know his radio station 105.1 Atlantic City, and he's got my boy Soulbuck is on that station. Awesome Tool, Grand Puba, Phil Jackson. It's a whole lot of people. So we got him on the podcast. We talk with EST, the Act Nicholas one, the greatest man alive. We talked obviously with Little Rodney C. Um, we talk with the 144 Chosen Few, Judah Priest and his crew. Shout out to him. Sabrina Resurrector, shout out to him. Those two. Listen, Judah Priest and Supreme Resurrector. I can't wait to cut this up and edit and put on a podcast because they was
They
just
was like
going.
Abbott. They were like Abbott and Costello. It was like an Abbott and Costello routine because I was sitting there and we beefing. He wouldn't even hand him the microphone. I will not hand him the microphone. Somebody else give them their microphone because he's not. I'm not handing him the one I'm holding.
Yo,
It was
it
like a
was
routine.
it was hilarious. So shout out to Supreme Resurrector, Judah Priest, Theodis Joe, um, the girl, the sister Cece. She got a new record coming out.
Yeah, I checked
Um,
this stuff out. I checked it out earlier today because she followed
yeah,
me on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, because I thought she was, I thought she was a wife or a girl. I didn't know she was an artist, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah,
right.
okay.
And, and what's cool? This is what I like about that. Um, as long as you're doing, when I say doing something, like if you have something to promote or something, jump on a podcast. I mean, if you just no, if you just Joe Neckbone and you yo, you can scream from the sidelines, but her having a record and music, yo, sis, get on here. Oh, that's Cone. Yo, let's get Cool Cone on here. Let's, there's different. Like even when Del P rolled up. I mean, I know, yo, Del P, come on over here, say something. Like so, that was I like stuff like that. So, and it was a cool vibe, man. It's just a vibe. It was a vibe.
It was, and that's what made it. That's what made it so much better because, like I said, it was just everybody was there was about what was going on. There was no okay, EST left, I'm out. No, it wasn't that. Everybody when they came on, whoever came on stage got support, and that's all you really want. You know what I mean? That's all you really want. You get on stage, you don't want anybody leaving because School AD left. You don't want anybody at EST. He didn't leave. He hung out. You know what I mean? It was real. He didn't just he didn't just I'm getting my award and I'm out. As he sat there and he chilled. Everybody walked up, he talked. He even dropped a freestyle on your podcast. Man. He even
Yo,
dropped a freestyle on your podcast. His
listen,
pod says freestyles all in season after the Jay-Z joint. Everybody's freestyle. He dropped the freestyle.
yeah, that's gonna be it's weird because I still have to edit the episode. Chuck, I be busy, man. I, I do a
This
lot of
man,
stuff.
he's got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff
Yeah.
going on.
So
Eh,
I have to edit the weekend before that we were down the shore. I still have to edit that episode and put that out and then the other one. So but I think it's all good content. So I'm gonna try to rush them and get them out. And it doesn't have to be staggered or anything. Like when I get them done, I just put them out so people can check it out. But very happy about that episode because it's very Philly centric. Obviously, Chuck, you born and raised in Philly. I'm Philly adjacent. I'll say that 15 minutes away my whole life. I went to college in Philly and lived there for more than a decade. So I
you
never
got a you got
see.
a you got a car stolen here, so that makes you official. If you lived here and got a car stolen here, then that makes you. I mean,
Listen, they stole my Suzuki Samurai off of 26 and Poplar across from Girard College. Trust me, they stole my little. I had to raise yo my, because them Jones they look like little bumper cars. So I raised
mhm.
it, put the big tires on it, so you look like you was doing something. Yo, they
You was
stole
on
it.
your Colt Seavers. You was on your Colt Seavers, huh? The
One,
fog truck.
yeah. Ooh, my man Clash came. Matter of fact, oh Chuck, this is a perfect segue. Perfect segue. My man Clarence just came in. Clarence, um, I sent your record out today, and I'll send you the shipping information. But just want to let people know, me. Let me pull this out. I have a new flexi disc record.
I got mine. Get yours. I got
Thank
mine. Get yours.
and I appreciate that, Chuck. Thank you, brother. Um, but this is on the Thick Crates record label. It's me and my man Jazz Soon. Oh man, what happened? I just lost the screen.
You good?
I
You,
threw the
I
I,
still see you.
no no.
I still.
It's one of them things that the whole screen flew off. But
Oh,
this is called Chilling with Ultra. It's me and my man Jazz Soon. It's a flexi disc 45. It plays. It's not a toy. There's music on here. Um, but if anybody wants to buy one, you can DM me. You see down there, my IG is at Ultramag7. Send me a DM. They're $20, and that includes shipping. But but Clarence, yeah, I sent it yours out today. I'll hit you up later with the shipping information. But yeah, if anybody wants this joint, 20, and actually, it's like what do they call them? Pokemon cards. So it's part of a series. It's a flexi disc series. So we call this Spumoni pack. You're Italian, you know what I'm talking about. But this is my joint chilling with Ultra. This one right here is called Maynard Ferg. This is Jazz Soon and Koreatown Oddity. And then this is Toothpaste, Jazz Soon and Koreatown Oddity. So if anybody wants a Spumoni pack, I sell the Spumoni pack for 40. So you're getting if this one costs 20, I'm giving you three for 40. So you're basically getting one for free. So if anybody wants that, but if you just want this one, hit me up at Ultramag7, DM me. Um, but anyway, actually, here's another thing. In conjunction with that, Chuck, I time this. Time this. This is Chuck D's latest magazine, and I have a monthly. Well, it's not monthly; it's quarterly. But I have a my own column in there, and I did it with my man Jasoon. So it's a little conversation. I can't show you all the words and everything, um, but I try to talk to artists, and I don't do the regular stuff like, who's your favorite rapper? What beat did you? I don't do that. I try to hit them with off the wall or different questions. So it's called the Ultramag 7. So it's 7 random questions to my hip hop friends, heroes, all that type of stuff. And what I do is I record the audio, so it'll be a audio podcast too. So that's another Chuck. Another thing I got to Chuck. Boy, I'm telling you, yo, I've been busy, man. People don't understand, but that'll be an audio podcast. Stay Up Gallery. He knows Frankie. He knows Jazzy Frankie. Yeah, me and Jazzy Frankie got a song. Um, but yeah. So that's that. That's that. But let's get back to the spot, man. I had a wonderful time, man. I had a real good time.
it was fun. I hope if you live in this area and you can get out there, go out there, even just get out there. Even if you go during it, just get out there because it's a nice experience. And they call it themselves Wakanda because, like I said, it's like this is here. How is this? I almost drove past it because I'm this can't be the place, and it is. And when you get inside, it's just like you're walking into a whole new era. They got the
Yeah,
graffiti on the side for the all. It's just a great experience.
yeah. I'm gonna put up. I think it's 4862 Parkside Avenue. So, but listen, here's the easiest way, and I tell people. I mean, depending on where you're coming, but say you're going past the zoo, and the zoo's on your left hand side. Say you're coming down Girard, zoo's on your left hand side. If you go, you'll get the little turn off to go to Parkside. Take that turn off, drive down to 49th. Right there at 49th, you'll see it. And here's the crazy thing about it. There's parking because we were there.
Plenty
And
of it.
there's probably people. I don't know if the Dell was having some, but there was plenty of people in Fairmount Park. But there was Chuck parked right out in front of the joint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, my homegirl Newbie's in. Newbie, I tell you, same thing because my man Clarence was just on. Just mailed your joint today. When I get off here a little bit later, I'll send you the tracking info. But thank you. My homegirl Newbie supported me. I love that. That's my homie. But actually, listen, Chuck, I'm gonna do it again. I don't give a damn. They're gonna buy this damn record.
Ain't no wrong with that.
They're gonna buy this damn record. But this is the joint right here. It's a Flexi Disc 45. It's real. It plays music, and it's your boy rhyming. And for anybody who doesn't know it, I just didn't start rhyming last week. I used to do it professionally. I've been on tours, but just to let people know, people like, oh, he makes these little rap videos. He think he can rap. Like, nah, I've been rhyming. I retired, but these people have pulled me back. They pulled me back into this world. But
that's why I thought I was out.
Pull me back in. But matter of fact, Chuck, you know what? I want to show them, and people. I mean, I can't. I won't say everybody looked at all the videos. I want to see if I can pull up some video footage. Let's get to the share screen. Oh, do I have to open up another Instagram thing? Because I had, Chuck, I tell you, I had a ball. We had a ball.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
No nonsense. There were all day. There was not an inch of nonsense anywhere to be found. And in Philly, that's saying something because there's nonsense all over the city right now. But right there, it was Wakanda because there was no nonsense, no noodledom. There was no noodles there, no noodledom. It was just all respect. Everybody, what's up? No, not know what you looking at. There was not one what you looking at. Not one.
Chuck, tell me if you can see this. Can you see the screen?
Nothing yet. No.
All right. See, this is when we need Hollis because he's the.
Yeah, Hollis would have had it up already.
You know what? Hold on. Let me try this. Let me try it. Let's try it this way.
Okay. Black screen now. There we go.
Look, you can see Monty G's face. Let's show him. I think this one will give you an idea. So this was. Yeah. So there goes Chuck.
Rapid.
See, we talked about his patent leathers. And so this right here, so when you turn around, I wish I could make this. Yeah. See me, but this was like the graffiti lounge type thing.
And when you're looking, it doesn't look like we're in Philly at all. It looks like we're someplace else.
We look like we in LA or something.
Yeah.
You look like we off of Venice Beach or something.
I'm like, it don't look like they belong there. I'm like, what is this?
So this was our spot all day. We was chilling back in this area. And see that radio? that radio, what up? That's Ranks, my brother, Carter Ranks, and that radio actually played. There goes Bug, and that radio actually plays music.
And people were
It's a,
asking, does that really play music? Yep, you listening to it. That's what the music you hear is coming from that.
and that spray can you'll see that sprays. He didn't spray because I think he had to put whatever he's gonna. I think it was some foam or some spray or something. He had to fill it up, but that actually sprays. And so it's graffiti all around. Inside that little building is like a graffiti. What do they call it? Graffiti
Museum.
lounge or
Yeah, it's like a
something.
graffiti museum because it had,
Graffiti museum.
it was, yeah, it was like a museum.
Yeah, that's the booth. Chuck about to get busy in the booth.
Right.
Chuck's about to spit a hot 16. Um, but yeah, see, this is just one part. We got to show. But this is where we were chilling. Right there goes Cornbread the Legend. That's
Yep.
his tag. I wish I could speed this up, but anyway, we know I can't.
Mm,
Actually, I wish I could make the screen bigger.
right.
Yeah, I can't. Anyway, I don't want to mess with it. 'Cause I think they do it as like a reel, so it looks like that.
Yeah.
But that radio plays, that spray can sprays, and this is like this ain't even a third of what this is. This is 1/52 of
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
out here. So hopefully soon I'll walk out of this thing. I don't know.
Yeah. I think you go
So
over to the the chicks the
yeah,
sister spot. Yeah.
so that's the Muslim boy that they got the oils and stuff. Um, so he got his spot. So you see, we talk about containers. They're all containers. And this is, I think this when this is why Anita Michelle pulled me in there and said, "Come on in." Look, she was
Yep.
so she pulled me in and was showing me her spot. Um, she got a dope spot. Like it smell
Soon as you walk
yeah.
in there, it smells like, yo, can I sit here for a minute? Can just soak it up because it smelled
Listen,
great in there.
you ever went over a chick's house and you just walk in and it just smells right? Like she's got the right, whether she got incense or she got the right oil. You're like, yo, I'm not
The
leaving.
candles blowing, the candles, yeah. We can, in fact, let's just stay in. Let's order something. Let's just order something.
So so
Let's just order something. Let's order something.
so yeah, this is Miss Juanita Michelle's, and she mixes different oils together, and you can make your own concoction. He said was Lady B there? No, Lady B was sick, so she wasn't there. She had somebody standing for her, but
Yeah.
Lady B was not there. But Mimi Brown definitely was there. I had a crush on Mimi Brown since I was probably about in the eighth eighth or ninth grade, and so I remember
Mimi.
when I saw Too Tough, I ran because he was talking to. I said, "Here's my chance." So I rolled up onto her and hugged her and introduced myself. But yeah, I had a big crush on Mimi Brown.
Yeah. But it was just her and Lady B. They were pushing
Hmm.
the culture in the city. And when you think about it, two women were in
Yes.
the forefront of the Philly hip hop scene. I mean, there were men there. I'm not saying there were men there, but there were on the two biggest stations in the city, WDAS and Power
Hmm.
99 FM. The
Absolutely.
epicenter of the culture was Lady B and Mimi Brown, two
Listen,
sisters.
absolutely. I always tell people. I said I learned hip hop from a woman. I learned it from Lady B every week. Actually, starting with WHAT and then going to Power 99. I was getting all my music from Lady B. So and Mimi. I would later when they would be at the same time. You go back and forth
You can
from the
go back
block.
and forth because of
Yeah,
course they had to put them against each other. They couldn't. They both couldn't have their own lane. You had to. Of course, they had to compete all the time. All the time in the radio and the day, all the weekend. You got to put them against each other. And Mimi had the rap digest posse. So
right.
she would come through with the Lots, Danielle and Damon Lot, and they squad. They would be dancing. They would be fly. It was just the whole. Mimi had the whole experience. And then if you ever find a tape from the late 80s and you hear a woman go, start your tape, that's Lady B. Because she would tell you when to start your tape. You hear something, you just start your tapes, that was Lady B.
Yeah.
If whoever was hot, she broke a lot of artists in Philly. And they love it. Just ask a New York artist from that time about Lady B. And I tell you all you need to know. Ask them about Mimi Brown. They'll tell you. When they came to
Listen,
Philly, they had to see both of them.
when if you look at any of those tapes from late '80s, early '90s, when you look in the shout outs, you always see their names. And like, I mean, the big names like the Public Enemies, the EPMDs, and the LLs. You always see the shout outs to like Lady B and Mimi and stuff. Um, what was interesting, this is funny because you talk about start your tapes. I remember when Lady B, she was on Sunday early afternoon,
Hmm.
like, it started like, I don't know, 12 or something,
It
12. It
was
was like,
12.
it's
It
12.
started at 12.
And so we would be in church, and my mom was one of them people, rest her soul. She was one of them people. She always made sure, you got a ride. Can Miss Johnson, you good? So she would make sure either people got home or we would drive people home, whatever. But she was also one of the people that after church, she just talking, 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 talking. Like, my, give me the keys. So I'm in the car, and then I'm out in front of the church, so you can't be bumping it, but it's new music. But then I'm getting mad because now the new stuff is coming on. I'm like, I want to have this so I can bump this next week.
You can't tape it. You're in the car. It's in the front of the church. You can't.
Yo,
I mean, it was her and Jeff Mills. Man, that was unbelievable. Remember that Jeff Mills. Remember that? Man, that was unbelievable, man.
that is bad, man. That is bad. Jeff,
I remember I told her one time, I remember the freestyle when they would come through and she would freestyle. And her joint was, I'm not Sheila E. I'm not Shaka Khan. I'm just one MC that'll blow your mind. She was like, you remember? I don't forget stuff, but that was Lady B. She would have them come through and they was like, well, you got to get on the mic too. And she would drop that joint. Because people don't know, she was one of the first artists to have a hip hop record out anywhere with
she's
Lady
the
B. The
she's the
first female.
first solo female artist, because I think the group would be
Dot Rock.
Sequence. Well, record
Oh,
would probably be,
Sequence.
yeah, Sequence would
Yes,
probably be
Sequence.
second.
Yeah, the first female B girl was Shot Rock, but the first I think Sequence album, song came out before Lady B joined, or they might have been released around the same time. But
Actually, what did little Rodney C tell us? He said that that Sugar Hill wanted, they put out the Funky Four first because they had a female in the group, and so they put that
marketing,
record out before Flash and the Furious Five.
marketing, they knew,
Hmm.
they knew. I mean, and you don't want to admit, but hip hop is marketing. You gotta. I mean, there were plenty of groups, but this group got a girl in it, and she not just there for show. She dropping with them. And
Listen,
Shy wasn't playing with them. Shy wasn't playing with, Shy was like, oh no, I got rounds too.
listen. Rock with the Echo Chamber. That's Come on, man. Yes, yes, y'all. To the feature. That's is ill. It's ill.
And a lot of
Ooh,
people don't realize they brought the park jams, the early Furious Five, Super Rapping, that's the joint. That's what you would get in the parks or and in the disco fever. You would get that, and they brought and put that on wax. So I mean, it was bringing the parks and the jams to the record. That's why a lot of them were so long because you wasn't rocking for 3 minutes at the park jam. You was rocking
no,
for 12 minutes. You was passing the mic back and forth. Hey, Get on
Hey,
the mic.
hey, Chuck, check this out. This is the graffiti lounge we was just telling them about.
Yeah. You see that?
Yo, Dev, what's happening? We got Detroit Rock City in the house.
What's up?
But this is the graffiti lounge. So this is it's it tells you like the history of graffiti in Philadelphia. There's some, and I'm sure it's going to expand and there's going to be more stuff. But just the fact that they even have that, I'm like,
Nobody else
oh,
has that.
Devin, yo, that's funny. He just brought up he brought up the Crotona Park jams. Um, our man, brother Ron, he was telling me, he was like, "Yo, have you been to the Crotona Park jam?" I said, "No." He's like, "Yo, you're going with me this summer." So
And we didn't right. We didn't even mention Brother Ryan. If you know, if you part of the culture, you know who Brother Ryan is. Shouts out to Brother Ryan. That's my man.
th-
You know what I mean? He's thorough. He's official. So it's not like he's no. It's Brother Ryan's official. He's
hey,
official.
Chuck, he's not thorough. He's thorough.
Thorough. THURL.
He's
Thorough.
thorough. Um,
THURL.
here's the funny thing. Been seeing Brother Ron online, and he pops on different thing and gives props. But I finally saw him, so when I went up to him, introduced it, we're like, "Yo!" Then the first thing he said to me, he's like, "Yo, I got little Rodney C with me." I said, "What?"
You
He's, he was
Cause
like,
you
"I got
said
little
Lil
Rodney
Rodney
C."
C's here. Cause you said you said Brother Ryan. I said I saw him. He was like, and he told me Lil Rodney C's here. And I was like, where? Man, I was like, where he at? Because
Oh,
people don't realize when you that's little. I mean, here's a little story that must be told. I mean,
two
come
cool brothers
on,
that put on hold to try to
it's
hold their spot.
iconic.
Fortune and
And
fame.
the white suits in Wild Style, the white suits with the hats and the
With
guns and the
with the
Tommy
Tommy
guns.
guns. Yeah.
That's I mean that's the essence. You know, like I use that a lot of times on my mashup and I post, and it's just the essence. You don't even really need to dress that up. It's just the essence of hip hop.
Yeah. It was so we definitely had to talk to him, and he was very gracious, coolest brother ever. He was dropping some gems on us. He was very it's kind of weird, like, he was thankful. Not weird, but he was just thankful. Like, I'm glad that y'all talking and everything. And I'm like, that's what we should be doing. These people need to be revered. Like, if there's no, just looking lineage things, like if there's certain people that they ain't no me. If there's no Rodney C, I wouldn't do what I do. If there's no Melly Mel, if there's no Kumo D, if there's no Busy B Starsky, there's none of these people. If that stuff doesn't happen,
We,
I don't do what I do.
we just got to do a better job of remembering because it's easy to say, "Oh, he fell off," or "he this and that and the third," or what. But you wouldn't be your favorite artist would not exist if it wasn't for Double Trouble, if it wasn't for Cold Crush, if it wasn't for the fresh, Ultimate Three MCs, if it wasn't for them groups, you wouldn't have all these people, Young Tube Sock and Hot Dog Water and and MC Shiesty and all these other. You wouldn't have none of labels wouldn't be even thinking about them kind of people if it wasn't for Rodney seeing them. It just they wouldn't even give him a second thought.
Hey Dev, you talking about Fable, Pop Master Fable? Oh, and I want to say, I don't know if I can say that. I can't.
Magnificent Force, for
Um,
Magnificent Force.
your cousin got a your cousin got a record coming out that I heard. I'll just say that. uh, anyway. His cousin got a record coming out that I heard. Oh, so Dad, Fable? Wow. Okay, that's bugged out. But bigging up your cousin. I'm assuming we're talking about the same cousin. uh, um, because if not, if this other cousin doesn't make records, I'm sounding silly. Um, but what the heck was he talking about, man? I just lost my train of thought.
We were talking about the legends
Yeah,
and the respect they.
yeah, okay, yeah, because you said something, and I hate when not saying you say it, but like there is no falling. Like we get caught up, but they fell off. Like, do you understand that hip hop moves so quick that like it moves so quick, and I don't look at nobody. I know we use those things, and I've probably used these terms before, but we're to an age where it's not falling off. It's like, it's somebody else's turn or it's somebody
It's true.
else's time.
Or you can, if you want, transition. That doesn't mean they stop. I mean, Run DMC didn't stop. They were still performing. They didn't stop. Big Daddy Kane didn't stop. He's still performing.
But
Just because when people say, "Oh, that he washed, that he fell off," how? The Rolling Stones are actually dead. Mick Jagger is a zombie. I don't care what nobody. Mick Jagger died at some point, and that's a zombie walking the earth. And he's just as revered now as he was in 64, 65 when it came out. Meanwhile, Kane, who's probably a third of Mick Jagger's death age, and he's washed. It's just, and I don't like to be us that say that, but it's just we gotta stop with that. He's still around. Schoolie D was there. Schoolie D was right there.
here's the problem. Here's the problem. And people get mad at me. I blame I blame us black folks, and I'm gonna tell you why. We create so much stuff that we'll say something is whack. Like, okay, Chuck, this could happen. You could have, let's say, there were Jordan 29s, right? You got the brand. You got Jordan 29s, right?
Right.
But and you walking down the block, everybody's like, "Yo, Chuck got the new Jordans." Like, yo. But then the week after that, Jordan 30s come out. Yo, your Jones is
Right.
washed now. Yo, Chuck, yo, those are dog.
Why,
The 30s is
why
out.
you even
And then,
why you even wearing them? The 30s out. That's the
but
way we are. Why you even wearing it?
but
The
here's the
30s is out.
thing. But those joints are still fly, and like even today, I bet you. Here's so it's crazy. You had the patent leather top tens on, and I bet you there was became a point where we were like, man, yo, we moved on to Elyse's. We moved on to whatever we moved on to. We might have moved on to Van Grack. Who knows? But but people saying they were washed. Like, no, but you pulled them Jones out. Like, like we reminiscing. Like, yo, Chuck got the patent leathers. I had those when I was in seventh grade.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I showed y'all before. Look, I I don't be playing about mines. I don't be playing. These are high top felines. These felines right now you would say these were hot in 85. These were hot in 85. But I pull them out. That's because I'm old school. I live old school. But I'm just saying to just reiterate your point. People, it's all opinion. It's all opinion. Because all of a
Yep.
sudden, if Jay pulled out a pair of those and started wearing them, all of a sudden they hot again. No, it's just Jay wearing them.
Hey
If
Chuck.
Nas put them on, it's just what we are.
Hey Chuck. That is such a Philly shoe. Like them
Just
Jones.
like New York, just like the New Yorkers wear them Patrick Ewings. That's a New York shoe, not the Adidas Patrick Ewing, but the other Patrick Ewing. In Philly, we was feline down. I mean, we had the song "Do the Feline." Steady B had a song called "Do the Feline" because
Get
it had
close
its own
to the
dance.
Fila.
It was a Philly tri-state joint. They was wearing them in Camden. They was definitely, you know what I mean? Because Camden, I always see Camden as North Philly Part Two. Really, it really is North Philly Part Two.
Okay, I'm just going through a couple photos. So this is the highlight, I think, of your weekend too. Was chilling with little Rodney C. Like that was the highlight of my weekend. I'm sorry. Um,
Because when you meet them, you're automatically that little kid who watched Wild Style for the first time, and you see them, and
ah,
you going, I'm standing next to Hey Sucker Nigga who as I said, Hey Sucker Nigga. I'm standing next to that dude. That's him.
you know what's so
That came out of his mind.
you know what's so crazy? When he was up there, he was on stage. I'll show that in a minute. He was up there rhyming. I knew the rhyme, so I'm like, I was saying, when a boy the mic, it's pure delight. I'm like, I was just in a zone, and I, you know, people. if you're not our age, you may not understand the impact and what Wild Style meant to us. Like this was the first hip hop movie. So where you turn on the radio now, there's Shade 45, there's it's radios on the daytime. And listen, we used to have the no rap workday. You had to hear hip
Yep.
hop after in the evenings on a countdown, and there was still no evening rap show. You might if a song had to make the countdown, or you had to wait for the weekends for Lady B or WKDU or something. But to have hip hop 24 hours a day here, Philly, Jersey, we didn't have that. So when that movie Wild Style came out, and we saw Grandmaster Caz, we saw Fantastic Freaks, Grand Wizard Theodore, um, Charlie Chase, Tony Tone, Fab Five Freddy,
Lee Lee
Lee
Keonis,
Keone,
Lady Pink.
Lady Pink, Zephyr, um,
Yeah.
like it, dude, that was a huge thing because we were kids into this hip hop culture, and this was validating it for us because people was like, "Oh, this thing is a fad. It's not going to be here." Blah blah blah. But we made the big screen. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
It was almost like a validation of what we were doing because most of us were b-boys. I writing on walls, breaking, and DJ it validated what we were doing. And what's his name? Fonte from Little Brothers here one time, when he was making fun of some of the newer MCs, and he was saying you could see a Rakim, you could see some of these, and you could be like, man, I could never do that because Rakim was larger than life. You know what I mean? That's the guy Rakim. You know what I mean? That's Kane. King he had nobody's equal. When you heard these people say these rhymes, you was like, what? I mean,
Yeah,
and it's so commonplace now, but we grew up in an era where that music didn't exist. So imagine something that didn't exist that's prevalent all over the world, that like cell phones. We're the last generation before cell phones existed. We
yeah.
are the last. We are the last generation that played
Ooh,
outside. We had play
yo,
clothes.
quick shout out, my boy Aztec Dinero's in the place. That's my man, straight from the go, from Chicago. He's got a he told me he completed he just completed his movie, and I think he just submitted it into Chicago Film Festival. And I love what he said. I reposted up. He was like, he's willing that joint into the festival. He's like, yo, it's going to be there, and
Yeah,
I love that determination. So Aztec, what up, brother?
you got
I love
to.
that.
You got if some the belief starts from yourself. That's the belief starts from yourself. You ain't got to worry about who else believes in you. Got as long if you don't believe it, it ain't gonna work. Period. You can get all the push in the world, but if you don't think it's gonna work, how is it gonna
Mhm.
work?
Yo, I don't know if we want to talk on this, but I just want to say this real quick. Let's try to keep it the best we can.
Okay.
I think you know where I'm going with this, right? Did you see the screen? I just see OG Law on the screen. I wasn't following OG Law, right? So after the joint, I said, all right, follow OG Law. Yo, his last 20 posts was about Gilly.
I what? I'm looking at you said you mentioned to me earlier today, and I'm going, what? What?
Listen, I just don't want to talk about it because I don't want him to come for me, and I'm not. That's his experience, whatever. But and I see what he's saying. Like if you follow Gillian Wallow a couple weeks ago, the little I call him a little person. I was about to call him the derogatory name, but they had their little orange jail suits on, and then uh, Gilly was like, he was the CO, and so uh, they were doing these little skits, but OG Law, you can see that he was saying like they bit his style. So listen, I can't speak on it, but I just when I saw him, I followed him, and that's what I saw. So shout out to OG Law, shout out to Gillian Wallow. I don't got beef with nobody, but
We don't do
just
that. We don't
no,
do that.
no, no,
We
no,
don't
no.
do that.
I don't know
I
what
do. I'll
happened.
do it on. I
Ain't
try to
nothing.
avoid that because there's three sides. His side, and the truth, and
Listen,
it's always it's amalgamation of them all. So I try not to get involved in any of that
listen. It ain't
at
got
all.
nothing to do. It ain't got nothing to do with me. So follow OG Law, follow Gilly and Wallow. I don't got no beef with nobody. So that's all I want to say about that. I want to get to the So this right here, this is EST performing. Um, I told it's one of the things I love about this is when I get around my favorites, I finally get to tell them things. Not that they necessarily need to know, but I just want to tell them what kind of fan I am. And I got to tell EST when I was a kid. When I was a kid, like I loved the Tough Crew, and Ice Dog was my favorite rapper. He was my favorite rapper. I want time, front up line, self image is genuine.
And
Like I was,
what did EST say? That voice.
yeah,
He said one of the most. He said one of the most distinctive voices in hip hop history,
right,
and they debuted in 87, 88. So even now, that voice is unmatched. His voice.
yes. And so I told him, I said he was my favorite rapper till I heard you, because when I heard ES, and then the way he was saying the rhymes and the lyrics, and every time I scissor the rhythm, it be booping every single time. Like, yo, he,
The first time I heard on the dope side, because that was that might even been before they were signed. They was 3D at that point. They weren't even three times dope. They were 3D, and Lady B played them. And I heard on the dope. I'm like, and I remember shouts out to my man Plex Mark. He was this dude, and because he would always put me on because he was in the crib tape, and he was like, yo, you got to hear this dude EST. This dude called on the dope side. So I went around the crib and he played. I'm like, yo, this dude is. I mean, it was just you. And like you said, when you get around them people, you're automatically that same person who heard them the first time.
oh,
You
sinister and
just that you
sinister.
come on. My posse
Phew.
shooting up the system like the I mean, when you smoke this, oh my, and then the giddy up. People don't understand how to when the giddy up hit the stations in Philly. I don't know how it was in New York. I don't know what it was in the DMV, but when the giddy up came out and it hit the stations with that, you was just and that, and it was just a, remember that,
Chuck,
huh.
Chuck. One of my favorite hip hop lines of all time. Do you like the farmer went and did the potato? Plant you now, take you later.
And then and you know what? And then the thing was, he was even spouting stuff that he heard from back in the day, like Big Mouth. You're always bragging the weight that you carry. And my boy Cam, his mom, we was sick. Shouts out to rest in peace, Miss Shirley. She was like, "Oh man, we used to say that in the '60s. The weight that you carry is gonna break the wagon." But to us, it was like, what? Um, You know what I mean? And it was just like because he was like us, he was a student of the older people that he had been around. So he had heard somebody say that, and it was like, yeah, let me drop
Yo,
that. Big Mouth,
keep
always bragging the weight that you carry, break the whack. Come on.
keep your girl away from me because I heard her. Make like a marathon and get further.
No. But one of my favorite rhymes is if I can't be first, save second for third. Because what you're saying is dead and I ain't got no words. Like, I mean, it's just like if I can't be first, I don't want to be second. Say that for third. And that calls you to think, wait a minute. He said, if I can't be first, say second for third. Like, if I ain't first, I don't even care. You know what I mean? I don't even care. And then and you mentioned it in the video, I mean, in the interview, he was a young boy. He was 16, 17 years old dropping that. He was 16, 17 dropping that. And it was just like, and I love what he did. He gave Chuck his props for the beat. He gave Wood the props for the cutting because it all went together. Whereas now it's the MC separated with the with the backing track and all that. But back then it was the DJ, it was the beat maker, and it was the MC. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
And and then you let me get on, and I'm not even an actual member of the professional part. You let me ask my question, but I had to ask him, and I wanted him to speak directly because me, you, and House we've spoken about it on on lives or shows. Philly 86, 87, 88, 89 to be here musically, listening to the music. I mean, just all over the DJ tapes. You know what I mean? Perry P. You know what I mean? People that that are not really widely known. Perry P is one of the greatest MCs ever. Perry P.
Freestyle off the head too. He's off the head.
That's what I'm saying. And he'd tell you off the head. But but Philly at that time, I mean, it was just the radio and Lady B, and it wasn't, and the best part was it wasn't just from New York. It was people from our neighborhoods. Like you mentioned the Tough Crew. I grew up with a lot. I grew up with Ice. I grew up with Joey Two Tough. So it was just like seeing them. I'm like, I know them. I remember they did my eighth grade dance. You know, at St. Peter the Apostle, St. John Newman Hall, they did my eighth grade dance, the Tough Crew. And it was just like now they're out there in the world, but they it felt like they were mine, especially being from North Philly. They was North Philly. That was me.
Yo, so Chuck, I told you this before. So when I'm running around, after school, we're going to like Camden. We're hanging out in Camden, hanging out in Pensauken. And this is when I'm making like music, my homeboy. Like we're going to this studio in Pensauken called Polygon Studios, and just hanging out, trying to get girls, rhyming, riding around. But my boys, um, especially my boy Ken, he was dancing for the Tough Crew, and then my boy Choke ended up dancing for them too a little bit later. So if you actually look, the third album, once Tone Love
Still,
left,
still dangerous. That's the album's
yeah.
called Still Dangerous.
So Smooth K, that's my boy Kenny. And then if you look, it says all the cuts are by DJ Cutsology. That's my boy Choke. So my boys are now in the Tough Crew. So we used to have the 8x10 glossies, like, the promo pictures. So when my boy Choke would DJ parties, we had a stack of them. Cause he used to. So my boy Choke used to live with Mitch. The Godfather Mitch got all things
Jimmy
head up.
got all things hepped up. Yeah.
So he used to live with Tony Mitchell. So he would get the little glossies. He have a stack of them, and he put them at his DJ table. So we just be sitting there. Yeah, we down with the Tough Crew. We down with the Tough Crew, right? And so and it was like me and my homeboy Nice. We were the MCs. So we were ready to battle people. Like, yeah, we down with the Tough Crew. What you want? What you want to do? What you want? Yo, that was those were good times, man.
Did you see it? Grand Poobah from Crown Rulers is going to be at the Lady B John at the Dell.
Are
Grand
you sure
Poobah
it's
from the front.
no, no,
It
no?
it said it says Grand Poo. See, that's the thing. It said Crown Rulers at first that I saw. Then I saw Grand Poobah of the Crown Rulers. So I
Okay.
mean,
No, no, he might. Okay, I don't know nothing. I'm serious. I don't know nothing. I thought it was Royal Rocker because I thought Grand Pool was locked up, but I don't know. I don't know. I just
it
this is
could
just
be. I saw that. Like I said, Lady B. For those who don't know, Lady B has a show with the Dell every summer called Lady B's Basement Party, and you'll see a lot of the old school artists perform there. And it was just like I saw, it, and I'm like, is that am I reading this right? The
dude,
Crown Rulers.
dude. Listen, I hope that is happening, dude. Do you know yo? Because Pool's been, dude. That that might blow the roof off that joint, yo. Because you probably ain't people ain't seen Pool for years. Yo, you do B-boy document and kick the ball. It's do paper chase. Oh,
Paper Chase was my favorite one. That and people don't and people paper. I mean, kick the ball. That's everybody. I mean, people thought they would because of the way the Fan Jam album cover. They thought the Chuck Crew song actually sang "Kick the Ball" because they were on a cover, and that was a big song off that record. But it was just when "Kick the Ball" came on a B Boy document, you was like, that's it. It was an experience. Is what I'm
listen,
saying. It's an experience. Listen to that.
listen. I'm not gonna say this because I don't want to get in trouble, and I don't diss nobody. But I'm gonna just say this. It made me mad because I saw somebody put up a top 50 of New Jersey MCs. I'm not gonna
Yeah, I
say
saw
nothing.
that.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yeah, I
And
saw it.
there's
Yeah.
no disrespect. I'm cool with the platform,
It's all
but
opinions. It's all
no,
opinions, but still,
no,
when you
it's
see
all
somebody's
opinion.
opinion,
But here's the problem I have with it, and this is gonna give some of it away. But I'm just gonna say the name of your platform has Philly in it, so Camden, New Jersey is right across 3-2 across the bridge. You know what I mean? Like it's right across the bridge. If you understand how important kick the ball is to number one, Camden, New Jersey, number two, to South Jersey, because I'm from South Jersey, and I'll be truthful. We didn't have a lot of MCs
blew up.
became who came known. Like, we got our courageous chiefs. You had the hillbillies, aka the Muckmen. Even if you remember way back, um, I think it was Diesel Don, but remember that song, Hey Yo Busted. Like,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
but at the
yeah.
time, they was down Atlantic City. So what I'm saying is there's not a lot of South Jersey. I think the ZB3MC. So there's a group that was on Strong City that was from Willenboro. But anyway, there's not a lot of cats that really came out of South Jersey. When you get up to Central Jersey, you get to Trenton. I mean, you get your YZ, Poor Righteous Teachers. Um, uh, who else? What was my man Marquis? Too Cool Pot. I love Too Cool Posse. Tony D.
Yeah,
You get
yeah.
Boulevard Mossy. You get all that stuff. Suicide Posse. Then you go to North, and when everybody talks Jersey MCs, they always talk North. 40 Flavor Unit. Naughty
Red
by
Man,
Nature, Redman, Artifacts, Chill
Lords of the
Rock G,
Underground.
Lords of the Underground, Nikki D. Uh, you know, th- all that type of
Lakim
stuff.
Shabazz. Was Lakim Shabazz from Jersey?
Yeah,
Or was he New
Flavor
York?
Unit.
Oh,
No,
okay,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
Jersey,
Lakim
Flavor
Shabazz.
Unit. So you get all that. So anyway, so what I'm saying is they gave Grand Puba an honorable mention, and I'm like,
That's it. That's
bro,
just
yo,
nonsense.
listen,
I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
just
I
say
thought
this.
that was nonsense. I thought it was nonsense. And I know it's somebody's opinion, but in my opinion, that opinion is nonsense. That's just
You,
all I'm gonna say.
bro, you had prize on the list, but you didn't. Do you listen, yo? Do you, man? What have you ever listened to the last? Okay, let me tell you something. If you listen, so here's what people don't understand. Kick the Ball and B-Boy Document were produced by Ultramagnetic MCs. You can hear it. You can hear
Hmm.
Said G. You can hear that. But I also feel like maybe Grand Pool was inspired by what Keith was doing, because if you listen to Pooh's lyrics, they're amazing and they're vibrant. Like,
And it's clear.
holy,
And,
it's
and his voice was crystal clear.
yo. But what I'm
Clear.
trying to say is he had these ill rhymes. Like, this is '87, and he's saying this stuff with this, like you said, this clear diction, but these big vocabulary words. Lord of all ruling, crown king, regular of all rap material, rap impresario came to do with show. Like, who uses impresario in a in a rhyme?
Nobody used that until Keith Murray came out 15 years later. And
Right.
Keith Murray said he looked in the dictionary for words, whereas it just and to have them as an honorable mention just felt like a slap in the face.
Yes, the
To me,
Grand
it just felt
Pooba
like a slap
rhyme.
in the
Yo,
it just felt,
yes, the Grand
I'm a,
Pooba rhyme wizard, the man, the president and ruler of the lyrical land, editorial stutter beats out of ghetto. Beat detonator, apex is my level. Supreme vocalist, call me the new sire. Data
Saya.
translator, Esau would chart higher. Studied adversaries with the lyrical fact, crown king of commentary, and the language is fact kingdom. Come on now.
And then And then it's funny when you see like you see these MCs, like you hear these icons, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that was my joint." When they'll talk about kick the ball, like, "Oh yeah, that was my joint," and I'm like, "Ain't even." Well, they wouldn't say a lot of them don't say joint. That's a Philly word, but they will say that was my, they'll say that was my jam.
Yo,
Or I used to love that song. I heard Premier was like, "Kick the ball." I used to love kick the ball. DJ Premier was like that. I love that song, "Kick the Ball," and it's just
yo,
like, and to me, it just makes me feel, because this was our area, and when somebody from a whole nother, area start, paying homage. Like when they pay the tough when LL has that thing where he plays the beats and then they talk about the samples and then they played the going a distance from the Tough Crew and they used that Rocky alert way before Diamond D and all these other that was used by the Tough Crew. So LL was like, "Ooh, this is," you see him vibing to it. And he's like, "And who is this again?" And the boy was like, "The Tough Crew out of Philly." He's like, "They was out of Philly, right?" So I mean, it's just like, they was out of Philly, right? L talk. Tough Crew, they was
yo,
out of Philly, right?
yo. Let me tell you this. This is what's crazy. This is about 20 years ago. I was in I was in they do the Central Park summer jams in New York, and so it was DJ Z Trip, which is the same DJ that does the things for LL. He's the
Yeah.
DJ. So Z Trip's up there, and he's like, "This is you understand? This is about 20 years ago." He's like, "Yo, I want to bring out and we're in New York. He's like, I want to bring out a legend. This guy, da, 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 da." So when he's saying this, I don't know who he's talking. I'm thinking, he's gonna bring out Red Alert. He's gonna bring out Molly. I don't know. He's gonna bring out DJ Legend. Boy, he brought out Too Tough. I lost my mind, because I'm there from Jersey, Jersey, Philly, and people are like, a couple people like, a couple people knew, but it wasn't like it's like who, what? I'm going crazy, like
One of the nicest DJs you have. His cuts. There aren't cut. I mean, there are people that cut, but his is like I can't really put it in the sharp because when you hear when you see him when you watch him cut so damn tough, it's just like it's effortless and it's 30 years in the back and it's the same so damn. I mean, it's just his cuts were always sharp, and that's why I always loved about him because it was just like his cuts were distinctive. You can hear, oh, that's too tough. I mean, you can hear oh, that's too tough. Just like you can hear Jeff, oh, that's Jeff, oh, that's Cash. You hear him cut, that's too tough. You could just tell.
bro. It's yo, it's funny. My boy, we used to call it. He calls it. As crazy as it's going to sound, he calls Too Tough scratching sloppy clean, meaning they're
Makes
not. You
sense.
go. It don't make any sense but it makes sense. It's like it's slop kind of, but it's clean. It's it's hard to explain. Like his
So
oh, man, his cuts are crazy.
listen to Detonator, and you almost like I mean, that's like a an actual roadmap to his cut. Listen to Detonator.
Too tough, drop the
Or
bomb.
DJ Deuce Ace Detonator, and then he had to live his name, and then DJ Deuce Ace Detonator Too Tough. Come on, and they were perfect. The way LA Tone Ice, they were like a super team, and I really wish that I'm glad they're getting their flowers now, and they're getting booked and they're doing a lot of things, but it's just like and they loved them in Miami because that they had that base. I mean, it was just they were something, and they were North Philly, and they rep North Philly, so it was just like I'm with them because they rep North Philly, and that's where I'm from. But I love that sloppy. What did you say?
Sloppy clean.
Sloppy clean. I like that.
Yo, so it was funny. This was last year or anyway, we were recording video parts for the because that album, like I was on with Chuck D. Joe was on the album too. He did cuts on the song, so we were recording parts for the video. Joe took us. He took us all around the Badlands. This is this. He's showing us. He's giving us like he's our tour guide. Like, yo, this used to be this and this and this and this is what
And he
people.
knows, and he knows. Cause see, and that's the other thing. When I'm not gonna go off on the tangent when they start talking about who wasn't there and all. This, Joe Too Tough. He's as North Philly as it gets. Don't let the skin complexion. You look at him and you go, he's as North Philly as there is.
Listen,
He's as North Philly as there is.
listen. This is funny. Stay Up Gallery said when I was in high school they had an interview on Crush Raps and they kicked Too Tough out of the group and I was in 10th grade was going to be their new DJ. Their new DJ was my man Choke. So if you follow at a zillion records, he became their DJ on that Still Dangerous album. Yeah, he said shouts to Mike Elliott, Hotep.
Mike, I told y'all this story before. When I was over Jersey, I'm staying over Jersey, and I was in a rap group, and I was a DJ, and we were doing a lot of stuff with Mike Elliott,
Mhm.
and yeah, and we were doing his show, and I told you I got locked up on South Street because the guy said I stole his silver chain while we were shooting a Crush Raps episode. You can see me standing next to Mike Elliott. He's talking to me, and we're walking down South Street, and they arrested me for this drunk guy said I stole his silver chain, and I got arrested. So I mean, Mike Elliott and Drake, and it was just Philly was a. I mean, it was just it was a beautiful thing at that point. It was a beautiful thing.
Hotep.
Hotep and his show, I loved his show. They didn't get it should have stayed on a lot longer. I mean, after that it was Urban Expressions. Then it was just nothing. I mean, then it was just nothing after that. And I remember Mike when De La Soul was dead album first came out. Mike had do you know remember hey hey now you did the ring well, hey hey the ringtones he had that as his ringtone with them talking Mike Elliott's not here right now so leave a message for me he played it for I like that it was the coolest thing. He had the hey 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 and he had True Goy rest in peace saying Mike Elliott's not here right now leave a message for him with the song playing.
You know what best part of Ring Ring Ring, especially for Philly people, was at the end when it's Renee King. When she's talking because she's from Philly. This is Miss Renee King. I'm
And
calling
that
in
number
regards to the music. Yeah, exactly.
that was a real
Yo,
number. That
Carter
was a
Ranks
real
in the
number.
house. Big
What's
Ranks
up
in the house.
homie? Appreciate the follow, man.
Hey,
Appreciate
hey,
it. Good,
hey,
good building with you this weekend.
Ranks. We've been talking about the event. I've been showing videos. I love the spot. What's going on? Bigging up THE. Talking about the joint coming this weekend. So if you've been on for a while and you hear this talking about Container Village, um, this weekend they're
What do you,
having the world's largest cipher. So that'll be this. You can check out Hip Hop Foundation, um, and you'll get more information. But
49th and Parkside? What is it? 4862? What was it? 48?
listen, just drive to
49,
49th.
49th and Parkside. The corner's right there, say right there on the corner. 49th. 49th and Parkside, right there.
Drive to 49th and Parkside. Get out the car and just walk in.
Across the street from the park. It's the park and then it's them. So you're not gonna believe me. You're not going. It's them. And if they got a cipher, the largest cipher, you're gonna hear something because it's we're going for the record.
Yeah, it's look who just popped in here.
Who that?
Got some New York Knicks fans. I see.
Oh Lord.
I got the most light skinned New York Knicks fan that just popped in.
I see they was clowning you, trying to get you to come over to the dark side. I saw a couple of them posts.
Bro. I'm in a really weird with basketball. This is what people don't understand. I grew up a Sixers fan. I was a Sixers fan until 1990.
I'm still a Sixers fan, so pray for
So
me.
1990, I entered my freshman year of college. When I got there, it was a bunch of New York. So I went to college in Philly. So obviously, so not obviously, but let's say there was a lot of New York dudes. Couple dudes on the basketball team. They was New York dudes. So it was a lot of New York dudes heavy. They come in, there's New York swagger, there's this. Cool. Then there's the Philly dudes. They got their tight hats on, they got they black Reeboks, they got the they got the Alpinas, they got there's a certain Philly look. I'm from Jersey, even though I'm 15 minutes away from Philly.
It's a different
I,
landscape.
I was just Jersey, and there was something in my heart that said, "Brother, you are from Jersey." So I said, "You know what? I'm not repping this Philly team." I said, "Yo, I'm the Nets." So, but you also remember when I was a kid, um, when we had the pliers turned in the channel, sometimes I would hit like channel 23, which is NJN, New Jersey Network.
Yeah.
The Nets used to play on there. So if the Sixers game wasn't on 48 or later on 17 or something, I might watch that. And this is like Buck Williams, Super John Williams, different
Michael Ray Richardson.
these times. Otis Bird song, this type of stuff. So I'm watching that, and I just kept it in my okay. It's New Jersey Nets. I'm in New Jersey, but I understand Philly is right across there. That's our team. So when I got to school and everybody's doing that, I went, yo, I was Nets. Now here's what happens. 1990, signed. We draft Derek Coleman, number one pick, Syracuse, DC. Next year, they get Kenny Anderson, Mr. Chibbs at the point. Yo, they get Drazen Petrovic,
who was a
bro.
who was a killer, who was giving Michael the business. He gave anybody the business. He gave
Yo,
Bird the business, and nobody was giving Bird business back then.
so this became my. I'm like, yo, I'm Nets. I'm Nets. Yo, Drazen dies in a car crash like '92. And they were on their way up. Later, late. Yo, I'm gonna tell you one of the worst days of my life. My boy Kelly Jones. The day that they traded Derek Coleman for Sean Bradley, boy, Chuck, Chuck.
I see you that day, the day we drafted Sean Bradley, and then they talk about Kareem was going to teach him the sky hook. I was like, oh my lord. So that's why I said I'm a Sixers fan. Pray for me because
But
we
Chuck,
need it.
but Chuck, y'all could okay. You drafted him, right? Okay, we already knew what he was and traded DC for for this bag of bones. Okay, let me tell you this. I used to go up to Nets games. This was a game. It was the Nets. This was in the Meadowlands in the swamp. The Nets were playing Seattle Supersonics. This is Sean Kemp. This is Peyton. This is Detlef Shrimp. This is this
Oh,
time. Yeah. So
ooh.
I remember it was getting kind of getting handsy, and I remember um, Sean Bradley like threw an elbow or something, then turned around and looked at Sean Kemp like he wanted to like let's go. Sean Kemp just looked at him and laughed like, dude, are you I don't care if you 7'6" or what you are. I am going to knock you straight into like and it never got off, but I was like, yo, Sean, you weigh 3 pounds. Yo, Sean Kemp is all he gonna do is just he'll jump off his foot and go up. He'll hit you with the remember and punch out when Max used to just like, he just gonna jump up and punch you in the face. Oh my god.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
said
he
how
went off.
he said how we okay. Okay, here's another question. So the Stay Up Gallery said, how are you a okay, how are you he put ninja. How are you a surf Jersey Sixers fan? And he said, and still rep them boys. Okay. Okay. I'm also a Cowboys fan. I tell
No,
you this.
we're not doing that. We're not doing
I'm, a,
that. We're not doing that.
I'm going to explain this though. My brother, Cowboys fan. So he's my older brother. You met my brother. He's 3 years older than me.
Yep.
He's talking Cowboys. This so you understand. This is 70s. Cowboys. They're on the way up. Whatever. Whatever. They had already won. I think it's 71. It's the thing. So now my brother likes I like the Cowboys, and this is when Dallas is happening. The TV show
The
is
Dallas Cowboy
flying.
movie, the cheerleaders movie with Burt Convey with the
Listen,
perm. Yeah, I remember. I
listen.
remember.
We had cheerleaders. They did the line shift. It's Tom
They were on the Love Boat.
Landry.
Whose football team cheerleaders is on the Love Boat with
Uh,
Dallas?
Chuck,
The cheerleaders were on the Love Boat. Not the
Chuck,
players, the cheerleaders. I was like, come on, man.
Chuck. They're on Thanksgiving Day. They get a, you get to see. So here's the deal. So 19, the 77-78 season. This is like my first Super Bowl I'm watching, where I can kind of understand that I'm still young, but I'm like I'm watching it because I'm interested in it. Not to because how your families used to have Super Bowl parties and you're running around the house playing with your cousins. I was sitting in front of the TV watching it, and they happened to beat the Denver Broncos. So now my team won. I'm hooked from them, bro. That's my squad. This is and Chuck, let me say something. This is what people don't understand. And you can refute this, Chuck, whatever. When I was a kid, nobody I know liked the Eagles. And I'm gonna tell you why. And when I tell you why, but I'm gonna tell you. Everybody liked the Cowboys, they liked the Steelers, and they liked the Raiders. Those were the teams back when I was a kid. There wasn't like
And the reason
people.
I can tell you a lot of that was and a lot of the youngins won't realize this today, but there were games that if they didn't sell out, they didn't come on TV. So the Eagles in those late 70s until the Wilbert Montgomery run and all, they weren't selling out games and they weren't on TV. So and back then the only games you would see were the Cowboys game because the all Raiders game or a Steelers game. And the crazy part is we I lived in Pittsburgh for 3 years because my dad was stationed there. He's from Philly, but we lived there, and he was a recruiter for the army. So he would do all of these, recruiting events with Franco Harris and all that. And then and at that time Tony Dorsett was at Pitt. So Tony Dorsett was at Pitt. So that my dad got real cool with Tony Dorsett because he was a recruiter. He would come and do a lot. So he got real cool. So he was like, "Yeah, I like Tony Dorsett." So he would. So when Tony Dorsett went to Dallas, and by this time we were in Philly, he would cheer for Tony Dorsett, but not Dallas. And I would be like, "How? I couldn't. I couldn't. How do you put that together? How are you a Tony Dorsett fan?" but hate Dallas. And then he was like, "Don't worry, it'll come to you." And so I mean, I can tell you, I was what in '80, I was 9 years old. So when we moved to Philly, we moved back to Philly in '78. So I didn't pay attention to football until 1980. So my dad was a Tony Dorsett fan, but an Eagles fan. So because he was an Eagles fan, I just became an Eagles fan. And it's just that's just what it was. And I didn't hate the Cowboys at the. I didn't start hating the Cowboys until Leatherface Jerry Jones bought the team. I call him Leatherface. I'm sorry. I didn't start hating them until then. Because before them, I liked it. I didn't hate Landry. I didn't hate. But when Leatherface got the team is when I really started. And then when they got their trade, they got the trade when they traded Herschel Walker and they built a championship. I hate them. What I mean? I hate them.
Here's the funny thing about my family. My family is either Cowboys, Steelers, Redskins, or you would Commanders, whatever, or Green Bay Packers fans. Now, I'm gonna tell you Cowboys because everything I just said. Steelers basically because everything I said. That was like, listen, in the 70s, everybody loved the Steelers and they loved the Pittsburgh Pirates. Like that was just it was they were Pittsburgh was booming in the 70s with sports. So um
Clemente, Harris, Bradshaw. It was just they
yes,
they were the bizarro Cowboys. Whereas they weren't, where Cowboys were, the Cowboys were everywhere. The Steelers were everywhere, but they were everywhere different. They was more blue
yeah.
collar. Whereas J.R. Ewing and Down, they were a white collar team.
Who shot JR?
They were a white collar team. Don't even get me started on jail because I was so wrong. I had that so messed up. I
But
thought it was Sue. I could swore I knew it was Sue Ellen, and I would argue anybody down that it was Sue Ellen. And when they was like it was Kristen, I was like, man, that's bullshit. Man, that's Kristen, really? And I'm in the weeds now because people probably like, who would see that? But it was Kristen shot Jr.
oh
Kristen,
man.
his sister-in-law, who he was having an affair with. Jr. was a bad man. That was. Let me tell you something. In my youth, there was J.R. Ewing, Victor Newman. Because if you watch the Young Wrestlers, Victor Newman was that dude. He would he would put on his black leather jacket. If you saw him in a black leather jacket and he called you by your first and last name, you knew it was about to show. Now you listen to me, Jack Abbott. Now you listen to me. He would say your full name. It was on.
Hey Chuck, how about my boy Asa Buchanan though?
Oh my God. I mean, it's just like there were, and those kind of people transcended race. J.R. Ewing transcended race. Asa Buchanan transcended race. Victor Newman it wasn't a whole race. It was just that's a bad boy right there. Because you could watch Jr. And he could just say hello, darling. You be like, yo, that's a bad. Just saying hello, darling. You knew hello, darling. You be like, oh man, this boy right here, he not to be played with.
Yo, yo, Asa Buchanan.
Come on, man. Even the stories were better back in the day. It was just better. Being homesick, watching the stories was a rite of passage. You know what I mean? Or being, with laying on the couch watching the story with your Robitussin and your ginger ale,
Come on,
because
man.
that's because that
Asa Buchanan.
because that was your elixir, Robitussin and ginger ale. That was the black elixir. Oh, yeah, all right, give me some Robitussin. Be all right. It'll
Yeah,
clear all that up.
my mom had me watching One Life to Live, man, with Asa Buchanan.
You were Anderson. Remember Anderson? Give me Anderson.
Buffering,
Buffering. Yeah, buffering
Excedrin,
means different things. I mean, buffering
Excedrin.
means different things now. Yeah, Excedrin.
I
Well,
had it.
Excedrin's still around. I don't think is buffering still around. I know Anderson isn't still around. I know Anderson isn't.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, that's
So we don't
crazy.
went down a rabbit hole. See, this is what we do. We start and then just
Boom.
boom. If Hollis was here, we'd have been down different rabbit holes by now.
Well, Chuck, let me do this again. I'm going. This is my commercial. We're going back
Hey
to the hip.
man, if I did it, I'd have it on. I would just be holding it like this.
I got to sell these records. So listen, this is my new single on Thick Crates Records with my man Jassoon. It's called "Chillin' with Ultra." If you would like a copy, this plays. This is a physical record. This
I
got
I
grooves.
got I got one. Get it.
Chuck
Stop playing.
Bourbon.
Good.
If you would like one, DM me at Ultramag7. They're $20. That includes shipping. Uh, I take Venmo, Cash App. I don't know if you in the streets and you see me, but you have to be in Jersey. But I just shipped out a bunch today, so I'm going. When they come in, I'll get a batch of them, ship them out. So every couple days,
Someone to beg. Someone to beg too. Someone to beg. Shout out to beg.
hey, you know how much it could. Well, let's say
Oh, well, I didn't think about that.
no,
That's
no,
in UK.
no, because this dude, I think he was in the Netherlands. He wanted the record. I was like, I said the flat fee to ship overseas is this. And I said I can throw in.
Wow.
I was like I can throw in another record, because it's as long as it's under 2 pounds, it's like it's
Hmm.
a flat fee. So if I throw in another record, I'll chop a little off the price, but I'm like it's going to get pricey. I was like I love I'll sell you the record. Cool. I just want you
That's
to know. And I think he knew, but I think he's one of. All right, I'll get back to you. So we'll see if he gets back.
But yeah, but I mean, it shouldn't even be like that. It really shouldn't.
But listen, if you're in the States, I got you covered. Me- Media
Oh snap!
Matters.
Clive Davis. You see Clive Davis pass? I didn't even see
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I forgot about. I saw that. Yeah.
Wow.
How old was he?
100,
Really?
100.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Damn, he was 100. Yikes.
Clive Davis. So now, well, you know how it go. He passed. Now the stuff's gonna start coming out. You know the way it goes. Now the stuff's gonna start coming out.
I've heard stuff, but who knows? I heard
You,
he.
you you can't tell nowadays. You really can't. You really can't.
I heard
It's
he.
a whole market. It's a whole market now. There's a market for that.
I heard he was a freak.
So heard some things. Heard some things. But you can't. I mean, the man's track record. I mean, from
Oh yeah, yeah.
from
Hits.
Joplin, Franklin. You know, Joplin, Franklin, Houston. Come on, it's just.
Houston.
And we was crazy. We was just talking. He had Arista, and he signed he signed 3 times gold.
That's crazy. Yeah, I said,
And we
yeah.
was just talking about GST about his time of Arista. When y'all hear what he got to say about Arista. It's not bad. It's just
No, no.
he has a more rounded view of what happened
You
than
know,
than
you,
you know.
you know what was funny? I know you peeped this. When I said, "How did you get there?" He said, "LG." Then he did his LG impersonation. That was good.
Yeah, yeah. And I know there was a couple years ago, it was on YouTube. There was supposed to be this documentary that was going to be done about them because you saw it because it was going around. It was like a snippet and it was like coming soon. But you figure, I want to say it was like 10 or 11 years ago. So it don't take that long to make a documentary.
I'm glad you said that because, yeah. See, Rank said that was funny. Yeah, Rank saw that. Yo,
Yeah.
Ranks when he used that voice, that was comical. Um, Here's the thing, and Ranks. I hope we not. I mean, I don't shoot nothing, but put people in position or help or whatever. But um, when Cone was talking about, we need to have a documentary on Philly graffiti, and I'm like, um, because the thing is, these brothers ain't. I mean, no disrespected, but I mean, I'm just being real. Uh, Brother Cornbread don't have the best balance, man, and so he's walking gingerly. These people are getting up there in age, so they
And
have a
somebody needs to tell us. Somebody needs to get to hear the story from them while they still here. It's
why
nothing
they're
wrong. I mean, while they still here.
why they're still here because you need to document it because once that story's gone, then other people come in, they tell lies or they don't tell the story or they say this is whenever I interview people or talk to people, whether it's prospective, it's CDOC again, whatever it is, I'm talking to the person. You tell the story. Now, if there's something that I thought and I was wrong, you tell me. Like, nah, that didn't happen. Okay, cool. But I don't get on. You see these people that get like say a Jaguar, right? She's telling stuff. You don't like interview these people and let them say it. I don't want to hear it from you making up stuff or if it's true or whatever. But if Chuck said that he slapped Lady B in the face, I know he ain't slapped Lady B in the face, but I want Chuck to say slap Lady B in the face. I want to be like, yo, me and Hollis like, yo, we heard that Chuck slapped Lady B in the face and we telling the story. And Chuck's like, no, 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 I didn't say that.
Well, I'm not gonna mention any names, but there's a whole person on YouTube whose whole existence is getting someone on stage. I'm getting someone on camera and asking them about the next man. I don't understand it. I mean, to me, I'm not calling anybody no names or anything, but I just don't. I'm not. If I'm here, if you're here to interview me, me and Aaron talking, and he's asking me about me, to ask me, well, did you hear so and so said this about so and so? What do you think about that? I don't like. I mean, it's not my place.
Mm-mm.
If I'm going to give you, I'm going to talk about me. I'm going to talk about my experience. I'm not going to just. You're not going to just have me here talk for an hour about somebody else's beef. And
Nah.
it's a whole niche on YouTube. There's a person who makes a lot of money just getting celebrities in front of the camera to say, so and so said this about this person. What do you think? It's just like, why? It's just not. I don't like that. It's not. It's corny to me. It's just corny.
Yeah, it's yeah. So that's why I like talking to people, getting the stories. But we need to document that. I really want to. I want somebody to do something with little Rodney C. Because the whole listen, just his. So listen, the Funky Four. You gotta understand, Funky Four. Then as Chirac said, then leaves. Then Funky Four plus one. Raheem leaves. Um, then this is what's crazy, and I wanted to ask him this. And this is what's crazy, because Daddio brought this to my attention. I wasn't even thinking. Some of their later songs, like particularly the Mexican, is it's that's a Funky Four song. You hear Sean Rock, you hear Keith Keith, you hear Jazzy Jeff, you don't hear KK Rockwell, you don't hear Little Rodney C.
Nope.
But even at the time, I'm not even thinking. I'm just like, all right, because like remember you get a rock group and then there might be a big hit, and whoever was the lead singer, it might be the guitarist that's singing the song, and that song became a hit, and you're just like, oh well, they just stepped. It was interchangeable for either R&B groups or rock bands. Like somebody might step, like Philip Bailey might sing the lead song for this Earth, Wind and Fire song instead of instead of White.
Hmm.
So it's like, so it wasn't so crazy. But I didn't realize that. And then when you think about the timing when that record came out, and then you see um, Wild Style, and you see Double Trouble, and you can hear in the rhymes telling you, try to step on an ego, walk on a pride. So these two brothers left the group,
Hmm.
and so it's captured a bit, but I didn't put it together. So I'm like, so I want, I'd like to break that down. I want people to talk about Sylvia Robinson because I know it's
And
early. Go
he
ahead.
kind of talked about it. Remember, because you asked him about the Raheem, and he was like, at that point, crews were almost interchangeable. I'm down with him. It wasn't no contract signed, so it was just a handshake. Yo, what's up? You down with us now? So it was just like the Furious Four MCs. Raheem joined and became the Furious Five MCs.
You know what's so crazy? A lot of people don't remember this. For a minute, Kevy Kev from the Fantastic Freaks, he joined Grandmaster. They become the Furious Lovers.
Yup.
So people forget that. And then what he really, he was gonna blow my mind with this, but he set me straight. He said the Magnificent Seven. So I was like, when he said that, I was like, yo, Johnny Y and Ray Vaughn. Like he was like, no, no, no. He said, them dudes was from Harlem. He was like, we were the original. I said, okay, now
And that's what you don't get. That's what you don't get. I mean, because we're getting something three people removed. He's
yeah.
going to say, no, 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 no. This is who we were. This is what we were doing. We was on SNL in front of 42 million people. We were on. It was us. And he's like, I've been all over the world. You know what I mean? And it's just like he has a story to tell. He has a story to tell. Let him tell it.
And you know what else is dope that I never really you get. Here's the thing I thought was dope, and you don't think about it that much about these groups. So think about Cold Crush. They had two DJs, Tony Tone, Charlie Chase. You think about the Fantastic Freaks. They had two DJs. They had Grand Wizard Theodore and Kevy Kev Rockwell. If you look at the part at the end of the movie in Wild Style, when they're coming through the crowd, the Fantastic Freaks, Kevy Kev Rockwell's the DJ.
Yup.
He's DJing. It's not Theodore. When you think of let's even go to actually, even if you think people don't really, if you really know Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, it's Flash, but Disco B was there too. Let's go to Dougie Fresh, two
Still Will and
DJs,
Barry B.
Bill Will and Barry B. That's something that always amazed me. Like even if you move it up a couple years ago, main source, K Cut
First
and Sue
scratch
Storm.
character.
Now I think that was more nepotism than anything, but still, like it's
Yeah. Mommy
but
said I got to be in the group too. All right, well, I guess my brother's in the group
listen,
then.
and I know you love this song, and I know you love this album. We talked about this. One of the illest cut, like the Dougie Fresh when he's like, "Cut, professor, cut, professor." Yo, with chill, will cut, professor. Then when they go back and forth with the, I'm like, yo,
Barry B. Chill, Will. Barry B. Chill. It's a lost art. Well, you can't even get a DJ no more.
he's
I
like,
mean, nobody's got a DJ no more.
bro, when he cut, he's like, cut, professor, cut, professor. Yo, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And to a lesser extent, Bobcat and Cut Creator
Right.
because well
I
because
forgot about that.
but they're both on stage. I mean, I like one of my favorite SNL performances is LL doing Go Cut Creator live on SNL, and Cut Creator is and what's his name? I can't. I just said his name. Bobcat
Bobcat.
is
Bobcat.
he is he destroying them tables while they doing Cut Creator, and they both cutting. But you listening to Bob, and he's going, and L's like Bob is rocking the cut. Come on, Bob is cut. Who? You know what I mean? It's just like we talking about the DJ song. Like one of my favorite DJ songs. I told Tat Money all the time, rocking music, because it's so dramatically different from me. But rocking music is just one of the smoothest DJ cuts ever. Rocking music, introducing the world's greatest entertainer. Tat Money. I mean, it's just like it's a lost art. We don't have it anymore.
You, um, even go on to this. In Public Enemy, there's a lot of cuts that people think is Terminator X. That's Johnny
Nah.
Juice. That's Johnny
Mm.
Juice. Let's
A
put it
lot of
this way.
people say that.
Listen, the more difficult cuts, that's Johnny Juice. It's Johnny Juice. It's Johnny
Well,
Juice.
you get Rakim behind the DJ joint. You see him now, you be like, You know what I mean? Because you see Rakim, you go.
Listen, he said he did the cuts for Know the Ledge. That ain't you can hear the way that, and listen, I can tell that
You can
they're kind of like they're cuts, but they're kind of sampled. Like it's you can tell it's not like really live, but that was right because Eric B couldn't do them type of cuts. It's too difficult. It's too technical for what
it,
Eric B was doing.
and
Listen,
it's just like
you can
and
listen to
but
Chinese arithmetic, and you know that's Eric B.
yeah, you listen to Chinese arithmetic and then listen to Know the Ledge. You'll see the difference. You'll
Because
see it. Okay.
Chinese
Just like you saw
arithmetic
the difference
is hard to
between
beat.
Bobcat, you saw the difference between Bobcat and Cut Creator. There was dramatic difference between the two of them. And that's no disrespect. It was just a level.
Miss Lawana Hardy said, "Where are y'all from, Chuck?"
I'm from North Philadelphia. I'm in West Oak Lane section of Philly now, but I'm North Philly, from Philadelphia, PA.
And I'm from South Jersey, New Jersey. So, this peace to Miss Lawana Hardy. Um,
Appreciate you checking us out.
but it's it. That's another thing that people don't understand about if you were there in Philly, Philly is a DJ town because the DJs, I mean, it should be that way, but for the longest time, the DJs were bigger. Like it
Then MC.
wasn't even about MCs, it was the DJs. It was, you know what I mean? Like,
People,
and
I posted something the other day. I posted something the other day that I posted before, and I posted DJ Lightning Rich. And the last time I had posted it, it went viral because Quest from the Roots, he reposted it, and it's good because he's Philly, and people don't realize. I mean, because you was 15 minutes away, but somebody in Brooklyn probably never heard of Lightning Rich. Somebody in Boston, but Lightning Rich. If and just for me, now you don't even gotta go to my page and look at the joint. Go to YouTube and just pull up Lightning Rich.
Chuck,
he was phenomenal.
Chuck, and I'm sure it's this. I'm assuming it's this one. It could be something else. When he cut up uh that joint from Cowboy, bought a mansion for my bro.
It's just like it's bought and I mean it was slow. I mean it was complete. Bought a mansion
Mansion
for
for
my
my
mother, and he's I mean Lightning Rich, but and I mean people like Joey, like I said, Too Tough, Lightning Rich, man, what how can I say, DJ Miz, Tank, Jeff, Cash,
Grand Wizard Rasheen. Grand Wizard Rasheen.
Spinbad, Spinbad. Rest in peace to KD Grand Dragon, first one to ever do the Transformer scratch on wax.
Grandmaster Nell.
Grandmaster. It's just so when people and I'm on a Facebook page, I'll post something and somebody will go, "What was in the water in Philly for the DJs?" Because it was you knew a Philly DJ when you heard it. You just knew it. And people go up to New York and ask them about a Philly DJ. They'll say something about him, but they cannot take away the Philly DJ. They just can't. They can't
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
because the Philly DJ was something different. And those tapes were gold. I'll trade you. I mean, the what was the other? Wait, and the DJ tapes in the back of the day, it wasn't the song. It was like, yo, you got that Jeff? Wait a minute tape. You got the Jeff? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. And then like, wait a minute. And it's just like you got the Lightning Rich Boy Mansion tape. It wasn't that tape that you had you referenced a specific cut that they did and called it that tape. Jeff was cutting for 25 minutes, but it's you got that wait a minute tape. You got that wait a minute.
You know what's funny? Um, Cash Money told us about. You remember the record, the Dr. Funkenstein record.
Yeah.
So he said that there was some dude that came down. Feel like it was Third Story Recording, whatever. It might have been Sigma Sound, whatever studio was in Philly, and they wanted him to cut up these like trouble funk records, like cut up these go-go records. So he just did it. The dude recorded it. Then he
And
puts,
put it out. And put it out himself.
but here's the thing: everybody knew it was Cash Money. Like it, even if you listen to, it's so funny. You ever listen to the beginning of um Fight the Power?
Yeah.
Bump, 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 bump. That's from that record. That's
Hmm.
that's Cash Money
And,
at the
and people
beginning.
always and people don't get. I mean, they Cash and Jeff when it came to DJing, they were it. It was Cash and Jeff. It was Cash and Jeff. Cash and Jeff. Period. And that's no disrespect to nobody else, but Cash and Jeff, and if it's live or you post this, I'll get. Well, he was scared of this. Look, I don't get into who was scared of or who was. I'm just telling you, it was a Jeff, it was Cash, and people sleep on Cosmic Kev. Cosmic Kev was something else too. Cosmic, I mean, it's just like, and he's still doing his thing, Ray White with Cosmic Kev, and
I
Perry
w-
P.
I will say this. I will just say this. I think I think there's like a couple records with Lightning Rich, like they get that Christmas song and stuff. I really think if a Lightning Rich had like a dope MC, I think he would have been up there with Jeff and Will and Cash Money and more, like because Lightning Rich is, come on, bro, that dude was amazing. I just think if he
For
had,
anybody, don't go looking like I said, just go to YouTube for anybody go and look up Lightning Rich. Rest in peace, Lightning Rich. But he was I mean
P,
that Grandmaster Flash breakdown is legendary. Now, I mean,
oh,
you ask
man,
ask Cash Money about that. Ask Jeff about that. They'll tell you, man, that was incredible. They'll say it, man, that was incredible. He was what did he say? Make it sound like opera. Me, 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 me. I mean, who was doing that? Who was doing it? Make it sound like an opera. Me, me, me. Who's the best in the world? Me. Me. In the whole universe, where the king was me. Me. Oh, man, it's just the
oh,
Philly was DJing. It was DJing. And that's why, when Miz and it was just I mean, Philly was the DJ capital of the world to me. They were because it was just You couldn't throw a rock without hitting a dope DJ in Philly. You couldn't. In
Yeah.
every part of the city. Every part of the city.
DJ Ghetto was retarded. Like I used to see him because he was DJing for yeah, Bahamadia, and he would have his. I was like, yo, Ghetto's oh, man, it's ridiculous.
And then they used to have they're a high school jump, but there's this tape on YouTube where it's the YMCA at 52nd and Chestnut. And on that bill was Cash, it was Jeff, it was Spinbad, and
Oh,
they were all on the same night. The same night. Jeff, Cash, Spinbad. And it's a whole thing. You can hear it. I mean, they all got their routines. They cut a lot of them cut the same record, but the way Jeff cut his time was different. The way Cash cut his time, but it was just. But they were
listen,
distinct, and you just knew. Oh, that's Cash. Oh, that's
listen.
Jeff.
If anybody got into their Win Ballroom or Kim Graves tapes, yo, you got something special. You, whew.
Them tapes are gold. They were gold. Like I said, you see them old cartoons or movies. I trade you this card. That's how it was with tape. I'll trade you that tape
Ooh.
for this tape.
Listen, rest in peace, Del P. Groove the most. Oh man,
Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely. See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, and that's the thing with W. You'll say a DJ name, and you go, oh, you just go right. You just go right,
it's
because it
crazy.
was Jazzy J, the Phillies Jazzy J. That was with Robbie B. You know what I mean? It was just dope DJ.
Yeah,
It's just,
Philly's
it's just. Yeah, Philly had it. That's why I wanted to ask. That's why I wanted specifically to ask EST about those years, about what it was like in Philly, because everywhere it was just Hilltop, Cool City, Steady B. It was just Will and Jeff, Marvin Cash. It was just everything.
think of this. Actually, just think about this. Steady B had Grand Dragon KD, then he goes to Tat,
That
and
there's no drop. There's no drop off.
there's
None.
no drop.
There's no drop. And Tat took that and went to Kwame. And still, it's a progression. It's just a progression.
Listen, Grand Dragon KD did the first Transformer on record.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I said the first time it was heard on wax was "Bring the Beat Back." Nobody, you can say whatever you want, yeah, and believe me, I've heard all the arguments about who created the spin bag cash. I'm not getting into who created, but the first time it's heard anywhere on wax was "Bring the Beat Back," and that's 80, and that's 85, 85,
That's a fact.
1985. "Bring the Beat Back." The first time you ever heard the Transformer is "Bring the Beat Back."
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a whole fact.
We're not getting into who created it because everybody's got a story. I'm not going there.
Do you know how bugged out those people? So when you listen to "He's the DJ, I'm the rapper," and uh, what is it? Live from Union Square.
Yeah,
Do you know how bugged out those people were in New York when they heard Jeff cutting up that record? Like,
and that was just a regularly everyday occurrence for us. We like, oh man, what y'all with? They tripping over that, y'all. They was like, oh my god, and Will like that, and Will knew it. He that Joe the Transformer scratch, and people was going, oh my god, what is that?
bro, them Philly boys went up to New York and turned that place out. And listen, and you know what's funny? You'll hear certain people say it. Like I hear like um oh, what's the name? Why am I hate senior moments. With Bismarcky. Cool V.
Cool
Cool
V.
Cool V will tell you. He was like, them boys came out here and turned this. They did something. But let me go back to my home state. Let me go back to Jersey. Yo, whoo, I used to love this dude. DJ Cheese was nasty.
Oh, yes, he
DJ
was. Yo, DJ Cheese.
Yo,
And yo, you can go see him on YouTube. There's him on YouTube doing his thing. These
yo,
people that we're talking about, there are YouTube things. You might not even see it live, but there's recorded. DJ Cheese
and
he was a bad man.
I believe Cheese was the first one to bring scratching into the DMCs. Like he won the DMCs because they were just doing mixing. Like they were mixing. Cheese brought the scratching to the DMCs and turned that place out. That's Plainfield. That's Plainfield, New Jersey.
It's just it's the thing that gets lost is the history of a lot of these things. People because there's so much here and now, here and now, here and now. He's washed, he's played, he's washed, he too I mean, people say, oh man, he played out. And I admit to it. When I was a teen, I fell into that. Oh, they played out. As I got older, you start thinking, why did I? Because it was bred into us. Oh man, that's last. Like you said about the sneakers. Oh man, them last year. We on the next
See,
thing.
see, but here's what's so weird about it. When we were kids, right? We listened to our parents' music. We listened to the Temptations, the Four Tops, James Brown. That wasn't our generation's music. Even when we were
Not
kids,
even, not
we
even a
were,
little bit.
like when we were kids, like Jackson Five. Like we saw them. Okay, we like Jackson Five because Mike's they're kids, so we could
But they
relate to
10 years.
them.
But that's 10 years after the fact. For us, we here in Jackson 5. They was out in 65. We wasn't
Right.
there around that.
But what I'm saying is, but they look closer to us than say Marvin Gaye. But
Exactly.
we listen to our parents' music, and then when we created hip hop, we use
We
those
went.
records. Even when, like, say MTV hit, or we hearing like, say we listen to WMMR or YSP. Like they used to have the Beatles, Breakfast with the Beatles with Pierre Robert, or um, when certain groups would come out and they'd be like an old group, and you might be like, you knew they were old, but they became a new thing, especially with the MTV generation. We don't do that with our hip hop legends. Like we got to do like these people are, dude. Chuck, it's the same thing. We've been talking about this. My whole weekend has been surrounded by meeting little Rodney C. That made
It's
my
the I would like I said. Well, you saw I posted it too. The icon. I mean, it's just and the crazy part is because I'm sitting right next to Rodney C. I'm shaking his hand. I'm talking. We talking. Oh, you in Philly? Yeah. You live in what? He saying he live up my way. He in West Oak Lane. That's where I live. I'm like little Rodney C's in West Oak Lane with me. Little Rodney C.
hey Chuck. I should have married that Puerto Rican girl from West Oak Lane. Chuck. Oh, my heart is. I broke her heart. Now my heart's broken. Chuck, she was a good woman, man.
Oh
I sh-
damn.
I should have married her. Ah, do they still have the what's that place? They still got the H Mart up there.
Mhm.
Yo, Chuck, we could walk to the H Mart. We used to get these salmon steaks. She cooked me some salmon steaks, make some rice, some beans.
It's the little things you remember.
Chuck,
It's the little things you remember.
Chuck,
Is she still
I,
around? You don't. Where is she? Could you have you tracked it down? Was she married now? What's up with?
and here, okay, I'm gonna break this down. At the time, she didn't have no kids. She didn't have no kids. So she went and had a kid. She's probably with the dude or whatever. And but you just some things you just can't go back to. But as I look, I'm like, bro, you should have married that girl. Oh man. Anyway, I'm sorry I had to divert. That's my love story. Yo, Chuck. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you. That's where my car got took. Yo, one. See, there you got me on West Oak Lane. Oh, West Oak Lane. Um, she's like, yeah, you can park here. Everybody, no, they don't never come. Chuck,
Mm.
this is the night before my birthday. My birthday, go outside. My car is towed. Lou Blum got me.
Lou Blum.
Lou Blum.
Lou Blum.
Yo,
Philly infamous Lou Blum.
I had to pay like $200 on my birthday just to get my car back. I was hot, but
Lou
but
Blanc, how
Chuck,
Lou did it.
I'd still take it back. No, but yo, bro, I was up in West Oak Lane. Then we go up to the Is the Chili still up there?
Yeah,
I used to go to the Chili. Chuck, I was up in
that's
West Oak
back.
Lane.
That's back when the Cheltenham Mall was the Cheltenham Mall. It's all outside now, but back then it was an indoor mall. Now it's outside.
What's the little diner that's there? It looked like a little
It used to
caboose.
be. Yeah, that's gone. I live around the corner from where the West Oak Lane Diner.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh,
He from what I gathered, the lady next door neighbor, rest in peace, she told me what happened was he had tried to build an expansion and took out a loan,
mm,
and the bottom fell out, so he had to go. They
Chuck,
still got the sign up. They still got that sign that used to be there, but it's gone. I live literally right around the corner from there. I can
Chuck,
walk there in 5 minutes.
Chuck. I was at the H Market, my salmon steaks in the morning. She take me to breakfast at the West Oak Lane Diner. Yo, Chuck, yeah, I was up in West Oak Lane all the time. That was me. Ah,
I
holy
told you
moly.
before, the dudes up here was funny. We used to look, being from North Philly, we used to look at the dudes from up here a little differently because they was fly, but they was different fly. They was iron their socks fly. We was iron their socks fly. If anybody watching live, you know what I'm talking about. I told you the story. My man, man Andre, he used to live down in North Philly with us. He came up here. He moved up here, so we came up here one day. Me, Cam, and my other brother Dorian. We was like, "Yeah, we go to the movies. I can't go." Why you didn't go to the movie? I ain't got no haircut. This fool wouldn't go to the movies because he ain't have a haircut. We was like, oh man, we was like, man, you changed.
You,
You- like Eddie Murphy, you changed, Phil. What's all this haircut stuff? What? Yeah, I can't go. I ain't got no cut. I ain't going if I ain't got no cut.
you know what's funny? I saw this today, and I don't take offense. I know what this. I get what kind of what they're saying, but I said there's exceptions. So this girl put on thread. She was like, I hate people who are not from Philly claiming Philly or something. And
I hate that
listen,
nonsense.
listen. I get what she's saying, but Chuck, you hear me and when I'm talking and all these things. I was around, and listen, I don't claim Philly. You always hear me talk Jersey, but I lived in Philly for a considerable amount of time. I went to college there. I lived there. I'm telling you, I should have married this
You
Puerto
were
Rican.
influenced. You were influenced by the scene that was Philly. So that doesn't mean you. Yeah, I mean, the only people that I hate when they start talking that Gelco. Gelco's not Philly, and it's usually them other people when they start talking about. And a lot of times those people that be claiming they from Philly be the first ones to say, "Oh, I'm not really from there." Wow, I live out. I'm from just outside Philadelphia, but I'm those
Listen,
people.
I am from New Jersey all day, every day. But when I want to have a good time, I go to the city. I go to Philly. We host a podcast in Center City. I'm telling. I used to listen. I went to Drexel University. I used to live at 26 in Poplar, across from Girard. I was at my girlfriend's. I was in West Oak Lane every night for years. I was living with her. Like I was living there. So I got my car stolen by Lou Blum. If you know Lou Blum,
You can all you if you say Lou Blum to somebody and they automatically gonna go Philly. If they don't know who Lou Blum is, they're not from this area. You just
listen.
and then my thing is it doesn't have to be Philly. It's just you're from this area. People I posted something I had posted the crown rule, I had posted the crown rulers, and I was I was talking about and they big in the Philly tri-state. They was Camden. I said Philly tri-state.
Listen.
The Philly tri-state incorporates more than Philly. That means New Jersey. That means Delaware. Because
Chuck.
what quite quite I mean for real, when it came to partying, they came over here. They came up here from Delaware.
Hey Chuck, they turned Fishtown into a playground. When I was a kid, when I was in college, people was buying heroin up there. I mean, they still are, but that was nobody going to Fishtown.
And prior to that, before they buy, you couldn't go there because you was this. You couldn't go. You couldn't. I lived in seven. I grew up 7 in Fairmount. You once you cross that imaginary line. Hey, hey, brother? What you doing up here? Hey, Smokey, what you doing up here? That kind of stuff. That's how it was. It was out. I mean, once you cross Girard Avenue on front, it became Mississippi in some areas. So when you go there now, and the crazy part, my sister lives in Fishtown, with an area. Well, I don't know what they call it now, maybe something. But where she lived at, we couldn't go nowhere near in the 80s. We couldn't go nowhere near that area.
Bro, I was my friend was telling me, oh, my niece just bought a house over here, blah blah blah. So I was like, yeah, that's near me. She's like, yeah, she lives in Brewery Town. I said, who? I said, what's a
Yeah,
brewery? I said, what's Brewery Town?
that's where your car got stolen. Which is popular. That's that area.
Exactly. Listen, this is this is how new stuff is crazy. Like I would lived on 26 of Poplar. We go up to the Ave, right? I remember this is 20 years later. They got a brewery on the Ave. I'm like, yo, this wasn't nothing but Murray's Meats. Uh,
My
uh,
grandmother lived on Taney Street, right on a block off from 30th and Girard. On that block, there was across the street. It was a supermarket. Then it was a Lady Five and Dime. There was a Rib Shack. There was a Bulletproof Takeout, and there was a rug company. That same road now, it's Kung Fu Tea and all this other kind of stuff. And I'd be like, what? First of all, Kung Fu Tea don't even matter. What are we doing? Kung Fu Tea
bro,
at 30th and Girard? You're going, what in the gentrification changed it all. I mean, it changed everything.
I remember. I just thought it was cool. I remember we go up to the Eastern State Penitentiary. Remember they used to have
Yeah.
the flea markets
hmm
around there. I used to love
hmm
those. I think they still have them.
Yeah, they
Um,
do.
yeah, but I used to love those joints. Those that and the funny thing is, I've never been to Eastern State Penitentiary for Halloween.
The price for the Halloween. No.
I
Well,
ain't
my wife used to work with Coca Cola. She used to always get free passes to that, and man, it's a great experience. You will get scared for real though. I'm trying to tell you, but Eastern State Penitentiary, and it's crazy because it's right there in the middle of North Philly. It's just boom. It's North Philly, then it's Eastern State Penitentiary. Boom.
right in the
You know
middle.
they got the Al Capone cell and all that kind of right there. You can go in there and see it,
Listen,
but it's Brewery Town now. I'm like Brewery Town. Where is
e-
that?
even when I was around, they was like, "Oh, this is Fairmount or whatever, whatever y'all want to call it. I don't care, whatever. Fairmount. I lived in Fairmount. Oh, whatever.
I lived at where I lived at. Well, I lived on 7th and Fairmount, right? And the Northern Liberties, they call that area now Northern Liberties, wherever. But I remember when something would happen and my neighborhood would be on the news and they would say Northern Liberties. It was a lady that used to live on the 6th Street side.
Hmm.
She would square. That is not Northern Liberties. That starts North Philadelphia. Northern Liberties ends on 6th Street. And she was adamant. Miss Mary, that was her name. Miss Mary, she was adamant. Northern Liberty ends on 6th Street. 7th Street, that's North Philadelphia. And I'm like, and my mom's like, oh, that's just Mary, man, Mary. You know, she's just Mary, man, Mary. But I mean, now that whole area is Northern Liberties. Really? Y'all couldn't, y'all wanted the distinction. Now there's no distinction. I mean, you go over Camden now, you see all these, I mean, you see all these, you be like, wow. I mean, well, you know how they do it in Brooklyn. I mean, you looked at Brooklyn looked like Beirut in the 80s.
But
It looked like Beirut.
I would no. I will say this: this is still big parts of Camden that look like Beirut.
No, no, well, they ain't all, but
Listen,
they. I mean, but
yo,
it's you can,
yo,
because they're gonna run out of room in Philly. They're running out of room, so they're gonna just hey, Camden's
hey,
right there. We can do that to Camden.
hey, Chuck. I used to date this Puerto Rican girl who lived in North Camden. So she used to work what's the joint in Pennsauken? Um, She used to work at the spot on Cooper River. So I would pick her up, take her home. I did not need to be in North Camden, brother. I did not need at that time of night because she would get off late because she was working at like with old folks and stuff. I did not need to. My little Morristown butt did not need to be in North Camden at those times of days. Time of night. Listen,
Man.
I've been all around, brother. I've seen it all. Mm.
All right,
Yeah,
I gotta wind it up. Oh,
yeah. Let's
damn.
run it down.
Well, I want to appreciate everybody that came through. We did get the main course. We wanted y'all to Container Village. Go check it out. Go check them out. Put the flyer back up. Put your record back up. In closing, go Container Village, y'all. 49th
So
and Parkside.
so this weekend they're having on Saturday the world's largest hip hop cipher. I'm gonna read this real quick before we get out of here, Chuck. What it says is where was it at? Where was it at? Where was it at? Where is it at? The Hip Hop Foundation of Philadelphia is proud to announce an unprecedented cultural movement, a Guinness World Record attempt for the largest continuous hip hop cipher ever assembled, and everyone is invited. On June 27, 2026, thousands of lyricists, MCs, spoken word artists, DJs, youth groups, and community performers will gather in a single, never ending cipher circle, a living monument to hip hop's purest expression, the cipher. So that's going down at Container Village. It's a beautiful space. Me and Chuck were there this weekend. Beautiful space. Chuck, once again, got to tell these people if you rock with Ultra Mag 7, I got music. I got a new flex. You see this? It's a flexi disc, but it's music on here. It's a 45 flexi disc. It's me and my main man Jazzoon. It's called Chilling with Ultra. Song's been getting played on Shade 45. My brothers, my boy John Doe and Eddie Meeks, they've been playing it. It's been playing a lot of places. So if you would like a copy, you can DM me at Ultramax7. It's $20. $20. That's includes shipping. So 20 straight. DM me. Yo, what? Look who. Hey Chuck, look who just showed up.
Who that?
Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay.
Anyway, yeah, Lindsay, you need to buy. Lindsay, give me $20. Buy my record. You buy everything. You buy everything
Buy
else.
my record. Buy
Oh,
my record.
so Lindsay don't like. She be dissing me. She's like, "You're old. What are you rapping for? You need to." She be
See, see, see,
she be dissing. She's
see.
like, she be laughing like, "Yo, them rhymes suck." He's like, "Yo," she be like, "Yo."
Wow.
Lindsay
Well,
said,
and
Lindsay said, "Hi,
he
Chuck."
couldn't get here without the support of his friends.
Yeah, especially Lindsay. Lindsay said, "Hi, Chuck." She said, "Hi."
What's up?
Anyway, so yeah, Chuck, let's wind this down. But like I said, uh, this week Container Village, but even follow the Hip Hop Foundation because follow my man Cotter Ranks, KOTTARANKS. They'll be posting things, because he's doing him and Bug, homeboy Bug. They doing a lot of stuff in Containerville, that radio and all that stuff. They did all that. So that spot that you seen, like them brothers put that stuff together. So anyway, what did she say? Don't get me started. I buy everything for your information. Well, send me $20 so I can send you this record.
To the point.
Yeah, but all right, Chuck. Let's shut this down, everybody. We've been on here rambling. That's what we
Check us
do.
out. 2/3 of the Pop Culture Club. Hollis. We're
Yeah,
gonna holler at you.
Hollis is
But
DJing in Berlin, Germany right now. But he
well,
lives
we
there.
we everywhere. We
But
are
he
we
lives there.
everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're everywhere. Check us
That's
out.
what it is. All right, we out of here, Chuck. Going to end the live here. We're going to end the stream.